Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Afterlight Skies here on Sci Fridays. I'm John. I'm the executive producer here at Final Show Films, and quick bit of pre-game announcement work. We here at Final Show Films are now Twitch affiliates, which means that soon there will be a subscription button appearing below or above, depending on how you got your Twitch set up, for you to click on if you want to support us in that fashion. But currently, you can donate some bits to us. So if you are a bit collector or a bit miner on Twitch and you like the stuff that we do and you have a few spare bits lying around, please feel free to throw them our way in chat. We will not, during the RPG streams, we won't be able to acknowledge them at the beginning, but we will try to keep a note and say something towards the end, or we'll, at the very least, we'll acknowledge you in chat because several of us had the chat up at the same time. But yeah, there is a minimum bit donation limit of 100 bits just to keep bots from spamming the chat. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. We are Twitch affiliates, and feel free to donate. And now I turn it over to our GM for the evening, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I will be the GM for this Edge of the Empire campaign. And because once again I have forgotten what our Twitch layout is, I'm gonna throw it back to Senstaku, who may or may not be in this direction.
Close enough. I'm John, and I'm playing Senstaku, an Ichani Seeker.
And Cody.
Cody, I'm playing Praz, a Zabrak commando.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Lux, a Zeltron slicer.
And Camille.
I'm Camille. I'm playing Bonlar, a human. What am I again? Hired gun?
Hired gun.
Hired gun, correct. Thank you. I was looking on my sheet. I couldn't find it on my sheet. Yeah. Human hired gun.
Cool. So, last time on Afterlight Skies, our heroes had accepted a mission from a rather ambiguous figure calling himself the Shaper. They'd picked up some cargo and stopped off at a waypoint. As I start speech jamming myself, and stopped off at a waypoint. There, they picked up a new member to their crew, Vanlar, who seems to have been separately hired by the same entity that hired them. After some warming up to the new recruit and some fucking with systems and shit from our hacker, they arrived at their destination with a bit of alarms and calamity. They did not instantly die from a bad exit, but did have some weird sensor readings that didn't seem to make much sense, at least at first. And then the party started seeing weird things.
We ran over a space ghost.
That's one way to put it. That's boring. Lux saw a familiar uniform floating outside of the ship. And then, let's continue our story from there. So, as I totally forgot to remind people to do this during their introductions, we are going to quickly roll our destiny pool. And going in an actual order this time, we'll start with John. John, who is playing Senstaku.
I rolled 2 dark side points.
Yay, thank you. Jeremy?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I rolled 1 dark
thank
side
you.
point.
Okay, and then Cody?
Also 1 dark side point.
One dark
Oh my
side.
Camille?
God.
I don't want
I can roll
Save
it
us.
for you, but...
Hey.
to.
Hey,
there you
Booyah!
Yay!
2
And
light
2
side.
light side points. So, now that we've established our destiny pool, we are going to start off our session. We left off with Lux having seen a ghost.
Well, specifically, we left off with me saying, "Oh, by the way, there may be ghosts here."
That is true. That is absolutely true.
I believe
Are you
I believe the exact phrasing
fucking
was,
kidding me?
"No, I'm not."
And why I get why you didn't share it, but I mean you still should have, just because if there wasn't, then we could all laugh about it and not be as surprised as we are now.
I like how y'all are talking about this like it's actually a thing. Like oh, there might be ghosts here. Like, oh.
There are.
is
I saw some
somebody
shit out there.
outside.
Okay, just because you seeing shit doesn't mean it's a such thing as ghosts, bro. Like, y'all are tripping.
I continue to direct us towards our drop-off point. As how much do I know about ghosts?
So, given your background in education, you can make me a check with a boost die to find that out.
Boost die.
Boost die being a thing that I have not been using a ton, but when a situation calls for a little extra advantage, you get a boost die.
Would that be education, lore?
This would be education. This is specifically you remembering your education.
Is there a difficulty set?
No, thanks for. Sorry about that.
Always good to ask before rolling.
Yeah. Because otherwise, I make you re-roll it. Your difficulty is set. Go ahead.
Wham. Success and an advantage.
Okay, you know a decent amount about ghosts. They were something you were educated on. Of course, you got a slightly altered version.
Yeah.
In your studies, the thing that ghosts are is when one is highly aligned with the Force, typically like a Nirvana-esque state, essentially, they might continue to have an imprint existence upon the Force. They're generally considered to be rare, and with your advantage, you know that occasionally there's mention that some locations or circumstances make that a more common occurrence.
Do I know what particular type of circumstances that might be?
If the closest you could get is essentially that if the circumstances were achieving balance in the Force by the method your instructor viewed of what that was. If someone died to preserve a planet or vanquish a terrible evil, they might be more likely to have a Force ghost. At least that's how your education talked about it. And you might have reason to be skeptical of your education.
Okay. So, directing the ship towards our destination, I'll just...
Okay.
It's not an unheard of experience for there to be ghosts in the galaxy.
Okay.
Yo, we're actually talking about this.
You want to expand that for us?
I mean,
Okay.
on Coruscant, there are libraries you can go to that have documentation regarding ghosts of those who have passed continuing on and leaving an imprint on the world. They're very
I
rare.
would like to point out that there's also libraries that have books about an invisible force that influences the entire galaxy. So,
I mean, you can make believe
Oh,
of
this
it
is-
what you will.
Excuse me, I'm going to sit back and... Actually, I need to go get some popcorn because I want to see this conversation play out.
I mean, the saga's done. He just said you can make believe of it what you will.
Tease.
But regardless, they theoretically
all right,
shouldn't
so,
be able to harm us.
Mr. Ghostman, what are we doing here?
Dropping off cargo.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the cargo, the experimental cosmetics.
Yeah, we're the ones that drank last night. How did you forget?
Oh, for
I did-
starters, because I just every time somebody talks about this job, it just makes my brain hurt. So I stopped thinking about it eventually.
I
I
get
didn't
that.
drink anything. All I had was water.
No, he was talking about me.
Oh.
I forgot.
Well, then wouldn't drinking explain the forgetfulness?
He didn't drink
Oh.
though. That's why.
He was
You
talking
don't.
about them. Yeah, they were drinking.
Yeah.
Him and Lux were drinking.
Oh.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vanlar got it. You didn't need to. It's
I w-
okay. Just keep flying.
I keep
Yeah,
flying.
Land the plane. Let's drop this shit off and get out of here
I can agree with that.
before there's
I
actually.
am going to ask you to make me a flight check just to...
Avoid hitting the ghost.
Just to fuck.
Because it does seem like whatever you believe about it's unlikely they'll hurt you, your sensors aren't
Yeah,
necessarily compensating for that, and they're
Exactly.
kind of getting freaked out.
And so, because we're in a situation where there's now a greater chance of failure, I am going to be focusing particularly well on piloting.
Okay, good to know. I assume you're using that ability.
Yep.
Cool.
Piloting space. Difficulty set.
Difficulty is set.
Let me remove my boost die before I forget. Two successes and 2 advantage.
Okay. You are tuned in pretty closely to how this is working, and while it takes a lot of your focus away from around you, you manage to pilot without setting off any more alarms or doing any damage to the ship. It is actually no. Given what you are doing, you manage to tune out any flickers that might be in the side of your vision.
Yeah.
Though, if anyone's choosing to remain in the cockpit, I would like them to make me a perception check.
Okay. Also, I'm not getting any weird, fucked up emotional stuff going on around. Am I?
Not while you're in the ship at the moment.
Okay.
You have to step
Difficulty
outside
set.
to get that.
Difficulty set.
Difficulty is set for anyone who's staying in the cockpit.
So that's
Alright.
1 success and
I got
3
3
threats.
failures.
Okay.
And Venlar.
Twitch.
That is.
Right.
Twitch.
What's that? 2 failures and
And an advantage, yep.
an advantage.
I might just be constantly spinning in my chair, looking through the turret, looking 360, not focusing on
Yeah.
anything.
360 no scope.
Yep.
It's actually kind of fun to be in the turret and to be able to turn it around, but you aren't seeing.
I'll let my
Any-
subconscious pick up on anything.
I mean, there's a planet that you're headed towards. You're not missing
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah. I would
I
hope
just
not.
like that. Everybody roll a perception to staying in the cockpit. Fail, master fail.
no.
much.
Oh, I
There
did.
was a
I
success.
got a
Handlar,
success.
once again, you're not seeing anything. You're keeping an eye out just in case this isn't some stupid mumbo jumbo, and there's actually something there.
Yeah.
There are some beasts that can survive in the vacuum of space.
Yeah.
The problem is,
Just fucking
I got a
Minox get all over
success.
the thing.
and then 3 negative side effects with that success.
Yes, you did.
Who goes crazy from the
Look,
ghosts?
You're the one who saw anything most clearly. So
Right.
as you're looking out, you are pinpointing. There's one. They're never there for more than a second or two, but there are definitely things, and fortunately your pilot is avoiding them, almost seemingly without realizing it. Consciously, like, he's not consciously swerving to avoid things he can see, but you are definitely picking up on these.
So,
entities.
Motherfucker.
so is Lux like glued to the window staring out?
Oh yeah, she's keeping an eye out, all right.
Lux, if you could tear yourself away from doing a Minoc impersonation for at least 3 minutes, could you check our
Let me tell you
sensors?
what. If she starts licking the glass, I'm throwing her out the airlock.
You could try.
I mean, I wasn't I wasn't serious. I'm not really gonna throw somebody out the airlock. I'm just saying.
No,
like,
I
just
get it.
left.
The humor's appreciated, darn.
This shit's weird. Man.
Yeah, no, I can check the sensor check.
Minox. Power suckers.
Computer, right?
Yep, that would be a computers, and let me change your difficulty.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Doing a sensor sweep.
So 2 successes, an advantage, and a triumph because I upped my
Yeah.
computers. So apparently it finally realized that I have stats.
Okay,
Hey,
so
3 dice.
Lux, you are on top of this. It is giving
Focus
you a
on the
chance
screen.
to.
Focus on the screen.
It is giving you a chance to focus away from the ghost, which is actually kind of welcome at this
Yes.
point. The scanners are still picking up those weird residuals, some form of unexpected gas, a few things that, like, they're certainly not dangerous to the ship, but there's
Okay.
definitely things out there. As for the readings you're getting on the planet, that you are now pretty close to getting to, seems to be a primarily, or at least partially, volcanic world. It's not so hot or as to be unhospitable, but there is a fair amount of, if you go to the wrong parts of it, there's definitely a fair amount of under the surface lava, potentially some active flows. That's not where, you don't know where you're intending to land, and it wouldn't damage the ship, but...
Oh, Sen, you always take us to the most charming places.
I try.
No, we're good up here. We're dealing with a volcanic planet.
So nobody tried to jump over a lava flow.
I'll do my best not to.
Why the fuck would I even go near one?
I don't know. Apparently, some people are just stupid. And I take us in.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's not make references.
Yeah, right?
Why do you think
It's not my fault. This is a canon location.
I don't know. It's all good.
Oh no, that was an intentional reference I made.
I have the
I have the high ground.
I have the high ground.
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna fucking fight on one.
Yes. I mean, as a ship, you generally have the high ground while you were coming in.
It's true.
true.
We have the high ground.
So, here's just for my benefit. Are you looking for a particular place? Are you sending out a signal to request landing? Are you just going in wherever looks cozy?
I had coordinates, right?
You had coordinates for the planet. You didn't necessarily have a docking bay on the planet.
Yeah. Assuming that it's not like here's a facility on this planet type deal.
Not in this.
Yeah, I will keep an eye out and see if we receive any sort of incoming message, like incoming hail.
Right.
But as far as I know, I'm heading to a drop point.
Okay.
Like they didn't say look for the base. They just said go to this place.
I'm gonna try to scan for outgoing data streams.
All right.
See if I can find a population center.
You can make that attempt.
And I'll
Okay.
I'll add in on that, just as we're coming in. Lux, see if there's while you're on the scanner, see if there's any sort of operation that you can find near these coordinates, and I'll pass over the coordinates.
One step ahead of you. to roll?
Your check is the check for outgoing transmissions is up. Make
Okay.
a check.
One success. Is that 5 threats?
That is
And a
5
triumph.
threats.
And a triumph.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, because
I think they know where we are, guys.
Yeah, you're not being subtle. I suppose
No.
it would be one of the things that comes out of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
no.
fair.
Crack
You
down the
do
window.
manage to isolate a stream.
Okay.
It's not like a population center stream. It's nothing like if there was a group of people that were living in close proximity, accessing the hypernet. I think it's that. Then there would be something slightly different. This is like one specific, highly encrypted thread that you manage to find, though not necessarily get into, unless you want to try to make that happen.
Yes, actually, I do.
Okay, that's
can I
going to be a
recognize
separate
the-
check in this
can I-
case.
First, I want to try and recognize the type of encryption. See if I can identify who's before I start breaking in.
For example, are you trying to find out if you know the specific signatures, or if it's like Imperial Hut, something like that?
Yes, I'm looking for like different organizations that have different encryption types.
Definitely.
So
And
I
you'd be
am
familiar with
intimately
many of them.
familiar with many of them. So
Given this specific situation, I'll say you can get a boost die just because of.
oh, that's not a good sign. Okay.
Oh, no, boost dice are good. That's the blue dice.
No. That would mean that I'm familiar with it, which is not necessarily a good thing.
Well, more information going in.
Good to roll.
Yeah, good to roll.
Okay. 3 success and a triumph.
All right. Yeah, no, this is not. It's not what you were dreading in the pit of your stomach.
Okay. Good.
But it is familiar. It is, this kind of encryption is usually used. It is occasionally used by independent groups. Some bounty hunter organizations and such can use it. Most commonly, though, at least to everything you're familiar with, this is a corporate encryption.
Okay.
You don't recognize a specific company, and you don't recognize any flares that are familiar to you. Though you certainly can identify things that are specific to this, so you could recognize a similar one if you saw one again.
Okay. Now I'm gonna try to get into it.
Okay.
And I do have Code Breaker, so it remove 1 setback dice from checks to break codes or decrypt communications. Decrease difficulty of checks to break codes or decrypt communications by 1.
All right. Then that is only going to be. I'm going to use a dark side point to upgrade your challenge, but it's not going to be all that hard, I guess.
Okay.
So remove 1 purple and remove 1 black from the difficulty check.
Yeah. No, I did, and then
3
I
successes
upgraded
and 2 advantages.
it. But it doesn't matter because you're good at that. Okay. So yeah, you are in. This is a data stream. This is research results, essentially.
Okay.
The specific information is highly technical and not in a field you are specifically familiar with.
Fair enough.
But it seems like some sort of experiment-related data that's just a constant stream of this is what's coming out of this experiment, this is what's coming out of this experiment. There's unfortunately nothing personalized or specific. Everything is labeled in not a cipher, but it's like Alpha 32.
Right. So nothing. It doesn't say anything like this particular person that it doesn't indicate what's being experimented.
There's a few specific chemical compounds that are called out. If you knew someone who knew this field of research, they'd probably be able to say that is about hyperspace
I think I
lane
know where we need
construction
to
or
go.
whatever it actually is. But yeah, you've narrowed down exactly where it's coming from.
I know where we need to go, I think.
Well, I mean, so do I.
No, you know you just know the coordinates of the planet, though, right?
I believe.
Yes.
Oh, is that not a particular drop coordinate? Oh.
As I said before, you have the coordinates for the planet in this case.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
All right.
right here. Science company. doing experiments on very generic things.
Well,
So that's gonna be good.
Well, if you'd like to send them out an incoming signal so that they're not surprised and try
Maybe
to shoot
they're
it
a
out of the sky.
cosmetics company. Maybe this is really experimental cosmetics. Yeah, I'll send out a.
Nothing you can see in the data would indicate otherwise, but
There you go.
you know.
It's experimental cosmetics for huts. So it is deadly and dangerous, just not in the way you think.
You're right. So yeah, I will just send a simple message.
For when the huts seduce.
Let him know that somebody's coming in. Don't shoot us.
It's a perfume called the Breath of Nalhutta. It smells like kerosene.
All right. Yeah, you send that off. Do you send it off like in like a I am in your systems way or just a generalized way?
No, just a general way. I do not want them to know I'm in their systems. I'm gonna take all the data I've got, record it, save it, and then back out of the system.
It's mostly a stream, so you're just getting what is at this moment.
That's fine. Yeah, as it's coming along, I'm pulling it and recording a certain amount of it for knowledge later.
So as we're going in towards landing, I'm just gonna say, so Lux, how do you want to do this? Rogue trader and her 2 bodyguards, or what?
I mean, I don't know. I think we need to play this one by ear because we don't know I still am not entirely certain what's down there.
I just need to know stun or
all
not
they
stun.
need to know is we're dropping stuff off. Oh well, probably stun.
All right.
That's what I'm gonna be on.
I mean, we could always leave Praz in the turret just in case.
That's a thing we could do.
I mean,
how does that help us?
Well, we don't need to have all 4 of us on down there to drop off the cargo. And if they try to lock us down, it'd be really nice to have somebody with ready access to starship level weaponry to blow up any sort of tractor beam that they try to lock onto us.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're trying to run, it's really hard to run if the ship's locked down.
Yeah. Ideally, if we don't have to make up an act, we shouldn't. And if they're just literally going to be like, okay, here's you got our cargo, good, we'll take it. Here's your voucher or whatever.
I just meant how do you want to make the approach, not the story behind it.
Oh yeah, no, let's just.
You talk.
You talk.
You talk. Me and Venlar look tough.
Sounds good.
Cool. Yes. So at this point, you are heading in. Even as you are coming down, you don't see any specific facilities. As you've entered the atmosphere, you have seen a few what seemed like they might have once been buildings or industrial buildings. They look pretty destroyed, though. Mm-hmm. And as you sat down, and there's been no response from Lux's hail.
Okay.
But there's also been no guns pointed at you, so
That's good.
That's a form of response. You land your
question.
ship. Yep.
The stream that's something that could easily be automated, right? Like there's no one specifically manning it.
None of the information would indicate it had to be manually inputted.
Okay.
It seems likely to you that the stream is coming as a result of something that was happening, given your role. Like, it doesn't seem like it's just gibberish that's being automatically spewed.
No, but like if... Yeah. Okay, so fair enough.
Hey, I got a question.
Shoot.
Who's our contact?
Don't have one.
Don't have one on this particular planet for the drop-off.
We don't get.
Man, I really wish I.
I know.
Sooner.
I know. This is
Our only instructions are to drop off, not to talk to anybody.
when you're offered a ship for a simple delivery, you accept the fact you're probably not going to get a lot of questions or a lot of answers.
Well, man, I just mean that like it'd be nice to know if we're just supposed to drop it off in some docking bay, or if we need to actually see somebody, or it'd be
Well-
nice if we had more specific
I
instructions.
mean, I'm assuming someone's going to be there to pick it up.
Well,
And as you're doing that, so you have now landed.
all right. So,
Okay.
is there anybody immediately outside the ship?
Make me a perception check, I believe. That would be
Sure.
Is this anybody's game or just his?
anybody who wants to be looking. You did mention looking for a contact,
Yeah, the
so
difficulty set.
difficulty is set.
Okay.
Ah,
I got 2 advantages.
I got a failure and an advantage.
I got 3 successes.
I
and
will
an
just
advantage.
remove whatever is on your red dice because
Oh.
it was set, but I forgot I had upgraded the last
Ah,
one.
well, in that case,
Ah.
So
in that case,
I got
I'm
a
gonna
success.
need everyone but Lux to roll again.
Okay.
my red die was a blank. So do I need to roll again?
Yeah, but you would have one more black or purple
Ah.
because that's what upgrades do.
2 failures and 4 advantages.
Well,
3 successes and a threat.
I went from
Okay.
3 successes and an advantage to 1 success and a threat.
All right, so yeah, sorry about that, but Vanlar, you don't see anything as you look out. But looking around, best guess this part of the planet is, well, not necessarily long-term habitable. Definitely somewhere where if you stepped outside, you would not be boiled alive.
That's good.
You
to
can
know.
see a few surface flows in the distance. There's like little bits of glowing red, and certainly there's no living here, but there's no plant life or anything, but it doesn't seem like this particular area, best guess, would be hot enough. But you don't see anybody or what you were specifically looking for. Praz, Sen, you both see. Sen, you do spot one person. Weirdly, their outfit almost melds into the environment, but they are dressed similarly to the individuals you first encountered the Shaper with. Those hooded figures in the robes, though these robes are a more dirt red as opposed to the deep blue that you saw last time.
Lux, you may want to stay on the ship.
Why?
Hooded folk.
Where?
I'm not
And
saying.
Praz, you see that person. You also notice that about 10, 20 feet back from them, there's a slight door. It's very well camouflaged, but there is a bit of an entrance
Yeah.
that you can just make out on the edge of your
Well,
vision.
Yeah, I saw him too.
Doesn't look
Where?
like there's any sort of. I'll just point the direction. It doesn't look like there's any sort of armament, so Prize, you don't need to stay behind, I guess. We'll just carry him down.
All right.
Unless somebody does want to just stay behind with the ship just in case.
I mean, I can if you want me to.
No, it's up to you. Just that you tweaked out last time we saw these guys.
She did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, if you want to stay back, Lux, I'll go out with him.
You don't have to stay back if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, did these people give you guys trouble last time?
No.
Other than being emotionally non-existent,
Yeah, it's a Zeltron thing.
Ah.
I pick up on emotions.
I see.
And they don't
Well,
have
in
any.
that case,
They don't have any. Well, not even that they don't have any. There was nothing there. It was hollowness. But no, I'm good. I'm going.
All right.
knowing that this time you're a bit more prepared.
I mean,
Grab my coat.
Let's-
also,
Just for your benefit, you suspect that unless you try and probe these people, you
Yes.
probably won't experience negative side effects.
right.
I'll grab
Yeah,
my
that's
coat,
the thing I'm not going to try.
holster the blaster.
Yep, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna arm up too.
And head
All
down to
right.
the cargo
Do you
bay.
open the door?
Yeah, I'll head down to the cargo
All right.
bay, hit the button.
Okay. As you hit the button, that individual does step forward, and a few more that you couldn't have seen. They were behind the cliff, essentially. Also step out. This group of about 3 of, once again, they're the same outfits as you saw before. For Van Laar's benefit, these people are covered in robes. They are dirt red. They have these small silver sequins, essentially large sequins, along the robe at various spots, and they wear this sort of blank mask.
They.
Looking a little more
I was gonna ask for just like a
Yeah.
visual reference. Do they look kind of like the Imperial Guard?
no.
Just
And
not obvious. Yeah.
the color is a little bit similar. It's a darker shade of red, but it is also a red outfit. But let me see if I can.
More robe than cloak.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Just as-
just see if I can give you guys a visual reference.
Just as a precaution, since
Okay.
I sort of get a certain my personal emotional vibe
Mhm.
depends on who I'm sort of I'm focusing on these 3 and
Okay.
Oh, I'm cool.
Which is good, because while you don't feel anything specifically from the entities that you're not focusing
Right.
on, you do sense something in the air here. And because you're so tuned into it at the moment, you do see a figure in probably late Clone Wars Republic garments, just for a second on the edge of your vision, off to the side.
oh fuck this place. We gotta get this stuff dropped off and leave soon.
I mean,
I thought that was the plan. Why is that not the plan?
That's been the plan.
Yeah, we're not gonna stay and hang out for a
So
little bit.
yeah, I'm just gonna
Want to run
definitely
into a ghost
ghosts
or anything like that? Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead
Dude,
and
that-
go ahead and activate the repulsors on the cargo and start moving it towards them.
All right. They will all sort of almost simultaneously nod. Welcome. We'd like for you to come in and meet with us. We appreciate the cargo delivery.
All right.
Sure.
The voice only comes from one of them, but it sounds weirdly like it could have been all 3 of them talking at once.
Do I is just
I
out,
hate these guys so
just
much.
out of curiosity, is there anything in the speech patterns that like sort of tweaks specific alien to me?
Ooh.
You can roll a check for that.
Like, cause
Is there a knowledge alien check? Because-
it would be knowledge xenology, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. Knowledge xenology would absolutely be the correct check. I knew it was there, I just wasn't sure what it was called.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna set the difficulty real quick. And that's a check anyone can make. You might
Okay.
gain different
And I'm
information, but you're all familiar enough with aliens and
Yeah. And I'm
other
gonna
species
and I'm
that
going
matter.
to I'm going to tweak I'm going to drop a light side point
Okay.
just to see if I can get a little bit of advantage on that.
Sure.
Wow.
Difficulty is set.
Difficulty is set. It's pretty challenging.
I only got 1 failure. And no threats.
Fuck if I
I mean, I didn't get any threats.
No
so
failures, but a
what's
ton of
that?
threat.
Okay.
What
I'm
failure?
gonna-
Everyone that got failures, no, you have no idea. Sen, if it's an alien pattern, it's not one that you've heard regularly.
Okay.
This isn't like there are some dialects you'd be familiar with.
Yeah.
but
It's
this would not be.
it's not like, oh, I've worked with these people before. I recognize this particular matter of talking. It's
Yeah, and that certainly could be the case in some situations. In this one, it's not. And for Lux and Sen, both having gotten more than 3 threats, these people are creepy as fuck. There is something... And Sen, this is the first time you've noticed it, aside from Lux saying it. There is something hollow about the way these people speak that yanks on you given your fundamental nature.
Is it like droid hollow, or is it something else?
Soulless hollow is how I've been interpreting
Droids
it.
are, for the most part, droids, while they are mechanical, they're no more absent from the Force than an object would be.
Mm-hmm.
This feels almost void-like.
Almost like it's been removed from the Force.
Yeah, almost. It's
look.
an odd sensation.
Oh look, Yuzan Vong are here.
It's not something you are in any way familiar with.
Okay.
Nor is it something you would have been taught about. And you're almost instinctively picking this up. You're not doing some sort of force sensing that.
No, it's just it's like the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up, and
Yeah, and just you're a little more in tune with that, given.
Yeah. So yeah, I just sort of look at them and sure, and I'll start pulling the crate towards them.
Okay. They will assist you with the crates unless you make other moves, but they will guide you towards the door that Praz previously noticed, which opens as they approach it. So you have all the crates, I'm assuming? You're not leaving any out?
Nope, all the crates.
Cool.
Yep.
We're smugglers, not thieves, yet.
Is it like particularly like before we got off down onto
Speak
the
for
ramp?
yourself.
Is it particularly dark and cloudy and stuff here since it's volcanic?
It is very much possible to see the sun in the distance and the sky. It is a sort of cloudy, but more than that, it is just hot. Almost
Okay.
uncomfortably dry summer hot.
Yeah.
It's not
It's like-
pleasant for any of you, but it's not lethal or doing strain at the moment.
It's like you said before, like we're not dying, but we definitely don't want to stay here too long.
And just
Yeah, Van Laar, your assessment was definitely right about the temperature.
And just so that the folks at home can see what we're looking at, I have fixed the Roll20 window. So here is what the people look like.
Cool.
Nice.
Though these particular uniforms are red, and looking at them, they might be fitted for the weather in some way.
Do they move like humanoids? Or do
Yes,
they glide?
they definitely move like and have. It seems like they have the appropriate numbers of limbs for a standard humanoid, and they don't have any sort of gait that would put them further from human on sort of a spectrum of walk.
Okay.
Though they are almost entirely covered, which makes that a little challenging to determine. And as an Achani, you could very easily be in that uniform and
Okay.
seem just as human as.
Got it. All right. So yeah, well, I'm at least following them with a cargo crate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
I'm letting one of them push the cargo crate. I'm at the back of
Alright.
the group.
Good to know.
I'm chilling back with Praz.
Okay. And you're
Look,
still keeping
this is
focused
how-
on them.
This is how horror holovids start. I just want to point this out.
You're paranoid.
I mean, that's how you survive out here. You should know that.
And the door shuts behind you. You enter. It is just a generic cargo bay, except for that weird symbol that you have seen in association with the Shaper previously is plastered on banners on the sides of the wall.
So just casually to the people that are walking with us. Lovely place you got here. Air conditioning is appreciated.
And yes, it is air conditioned.
See, I thought you were going to say it's completely normal in here, except for the bodies tacked to the wall.
No.
There are no bodies tacked to the wall.
You're confusing Aaron for me, Jeremy.
Right?
I just do it when it's setting and story appropriate.
I just like nailing bodies to the wall, no matter
to
what.
plaster your bodies to the wall.
Or at least once we're far enough in that we can't just run out the door we walked in.
The door is shut behind you, by the way.
We're already too
good.
far in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the door is shut behind you. It is that same bluish color pattern that was prominent elsewhere, and the few other individuals you see walking around in other sides of this do seem to be wearing the same garb in that blue color.
So, where do you want these boxes?
And one of them will indicate towards essentially a small lift elevator that seems to lift things up to a higher story. Put them there.
Yep.
They shoot on up this way, and two of the individuals begin walking while the other one remains a little bit behind to ensure that your group is following.
I will follow.
Okay. Anyone object?
I'm going with.
Nope, I'm going.
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
with.
Great. Everyone.
I changed my gun from stun to not stun.
Just very subtly. Click.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna
just
make
so
you
you know,
roll the
Aaron,
stealth that.
My whole this is gonna turn out fine. All of that's based on the fact that I don't believe that Vale would have sent me somewhere that would get me killed. At least not without a chance to defend myself first.
No,
Camille, can you adjust your camera down? You're like in the bottom half. There you go.
Yeah.
I am fully expecting people that employ us to send us to our deaths based on who I've worked for in the past.
My blaster's never on stun, so.
I don't think your blaster has a stun setting.
It does, I just don't use it.
Okay. So yeah. All of you follow. You leave the large open area that seemed to contain various boxes and storage crates into a narrow hallway. There are doors, blast doors, that are locked on each side of the hallway. As you pass down, you take a few turns and eventually arrive at a door where one of the individuals places a hand, it is a gloved hand, to a scanner, and the door opens. Inside, there is a lavish, eccentric meeting room, essentially. The decor matches the stuff you saw for the first time when the three of you previously met with the Shaper.
Yeah.
Lots of blues, plush. Though in this case there is a table and chairs around, as well as like a presentation hollow board, as opposed to the more lounge-like setting you previously found yourself in.
Yeah.
Vanlar, it's a little ostentatious. Inside the Shaper is or the individual who has identified himself previously as the Shaper, is sitting at a table. I'm glad you found our little hideaway.
I mean, it's a bit circuitous, but
It's well hidden. Gotta give you that.
Interesting.
Well, it always pays to do research in efficient places, even when they have their curiosities.
well, cargo delivered, as promised.
I would like to extend my sincerest appreciation, and, in addition, like to confer again my hopes that we might work together in the future.
Sounds good to me. Future jobs pay as well as this one did.
I get it. It's funny because we got a ship.
Quite fair compensation, given the nature of the task was not necessarily challenging, I hope.
No, we're good.
No.
To that end, just out of curiosity, oh, Aaron, I forgot to ask. The room we're in, is it more comfortable than outside was, or does it feel about the same?
It's depending on how your standards of comfort, it's pretty comfortable. It's the chairs
It's definitely
themselves
climate
are
controlled, but it does fight against the external.
Oh, in terms of climate control, yes, this room is also very well air conditioned.
Okay. Oh, it's warm still?
Air conditioning.
Okay.
Which
AC.
means
Yeah. It doesn't feel like outside. That was my question.
no, it doesn't feel like outside.
All right.
We're in the lap of luxury here.
So, if we were to work together in the future, what exactly would you be calling on us to do?
It might depend on my business ventures. Take me many places, you understand, and
Oh yeah. My business ventures take me many places too.
often I have to call upon useful assets who have proven themselves to me. I tend to use more routine aspects to encourage people to see the benefit of working together in the future, and of course understand if a team can be trusted. I do hope you won't be telling anyone about this little excursion into
Oh hell no, that's a good way to get dead.
I mean, also, it's a good way to have people poaching, and we don't like poachers.
We don't. Oh, I mean, yeah, no, we
Not-
don't like
not,
poachers.
Not when they're poaching our work.
We all have a pretty good
those
track
are the
record.
poachers. Yeah, hell
Yeah,
no.
yeah, those kind of poachers.
We all have a pretty good track record for discretion.
I appreciate that. And be aware, well, I do not like being threatening. I do have the capability that if I became very concerned that you were acting against my interests in divulging information or other unsavory activities, that I might find it necessary to call in some of my favors.
Of course. That won't ever be a problem.
I
Standard
am glad to hear.
standard issue carbonite wielding or carbonite chamber toting bounty hunter fare. Yeah, no, we get it.
Please
glad
don't
y'all
think
get
of me
it.
as something so
Just
crude.
glad y'all get it.
No, I'm sure
I
you have
no
much
interest
more
in
elegant
dragging you
plans.
back to me. I simply might suggest to people that looking into your histories, whatever they may be, it's no concern of mine, is beneficial, and given your line of work,
No, we get it.
I suspect they'd find something to sate their interest.
Of course. That's... The last thing we would want is to share information that you don't want us to share. And the last thing we would want is for you to share information.
Indeed.
It's
Come on, y'all
very
worry about it.
mutually beneficial for us to both sides keep certain people out of our
Oh,
arena.
y'all scared of getting caught. Alright, I'm good.
I just
He'll-
shoot Van Laar in
no,
the head
no.
and we leave.
I'm not saying nothing to nobody about nothing. I'm not saying. I don't even know anything. Tell nobody. So I didn't even know where we was going. I was like, yo, where we going?
And I do hope that in the future, Vanla, I believe it was, you will continue to pay the debts owed to both myself and your employer.
To you.
Yes, well, indirectly. And he'll place essentially a holographic card on the table. If you're ever looking for work, I quite often have options.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Yeah, I'm good.
Was it like indicated towards one of us, or was it just in general on the table?
It honestly, it was probably going towards Lux because she's
Okay.
managed to demonstrate a certain level.
Go pick it up.
Yeah, it is one of those sort of gaudy ones that, as you turn it, it changes colors a bit.
Right. It's pretties.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's very pretty.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the foil show. Oh, there it goes. Wow.
So yeah,
yeah.
since we've established there is mutual desire to work together, do you have anything else for us right now?
Unfortunately, at the moment, I have less that I need done. But please, if you're searching for work, there's always a few minor things at the Waylay station, which I strongly recommend you go through on your way out, just for your own safety.
Is that the one that we stopped at on the way here?
Yeah, that's the implication.
We have to go bounty hunting there anyways. So.
Or, of
That's
course,
true.
there's always... I mean... The Dryden Triangle is known for having things you might find beneficial, I suppose.
Right. Well then.
You will be shown your way out unless you have any further need.
No,
I
I'm
think we're
We can
good.
go.
Let's go.
He will incline his head. Again, the eyes are strangely iridescent, but
Mhm.
otherwise this man looks human.
Okay.
Short, cleanly cut hair.
All right.
As
Pleasure,
his last
as
one out of the
always.
room. Just stares him down for a second, and then turns and leaves. Catches up to everybody else.
What the hell was that about?
I wait until we're like well away from the room before I
Alright,
before
you
I
are
let this
being
smile
escorted
drop.
back out,
Yeah.
just so you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait until I'm not gonna say anything until we get back on
Till
the
we
ship.
get on the ship, yeah.
I am still smiling and friendly and charming.
Yep.
Specifically until
Okay.
we get back on the ship and I close the cargo bay door.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, make it back to the ship.
Yeah, you make it back to the ship without issue. Again,
Click.
while you're outside, it is very hot. But you're walking like... You're not walking
click.
And then the smile and everything just drops.
You want to check to see if they planted anything on the ship?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I'll go do it. I'll go do a
Damn,
scan.
y'all scared of some real shit. Ain't
Just want to
you?
make a quick check just to see if there's anything, extra beeping that
I'll
shouldn't
look
be
over
here.
at Van Laar and just say, just please, for whatever you believe's in sake, don't mention any of our names around bounty hunters. Please.
Bounty hunters? Holy shit! What y'all got into?
Actually, I am a
I
bounty
turn
hunter,
around
so-
and I have. Well, besides you don't count, and I mean that in the best possible way. And that, yeah, I just head off to the cockpit to start
Okay.
scanning,
Oh.
making sure that nothing's been attached or.
Okay.
I imagine,
So,
I imagine if you look into enough people's history, you'll find more than enough reason for them to want to avoid bounty hunters.
I mean, I guess I'm wanted as one of the red bands, but personally, I ain't really done shit on my own. You guys seem to have interesting stories, though.
Maybe one day you'll learn them.
It may be. What about old creepy dude?
He is
What's
just
he-
creepy
yeah.
as far as I know.
I mean,
No.
I don't understand the desire for discretion. I mean, what, I'm gonna go, like, share his location with the 6 o'clock news? I don't understand what that all was
I
about.
mean, basically, not doing that is what he wanted.
Yeah, whatever they're up to. I'm sure there's stuff that the red bands don't want broadcasted
But what I'm
to.
saying is, when you do business with people, it's kind of understood. I
Yeah.
just don't understand why it was necessary for him to state that. That's what I was.
Because
He followed it up with a threat.
megalomania.
And
So
I
that's why.
don't like threats. I don't do threats. I don't do them.
Exactly.
I react badly to them.
Oh no,
And
So yeah, over the con system, he's typically somebody who feels the need to throw a threat out when we're clearly engaged in criminal activity for him anyways, and thus we would not want to tell people. Either thinks we're incredibly stupid, so he's underestimating us, or he's intimidated by us and he's trying to bluff.
over the coming, or
which I don't understand because
or
what do we know?
alternatively, is the kind of person that likes to brag about their success and therefore wants to make everybody that they work with know ultimately exactly how much power they believe they have over them.
Well,
Which
yeah,
is more
Dick wagon.
common
See,
than
I
thought.
don't do dick wagon.
That's
See, that's
option
the whole
B.
reason I need
That's-
bail, because otherwise my ass would be dead because I don't like dick wagging, and motherfuckers start wagging their dicks around me and I just want to kick them in it, is what
Well-
I'm saying. I don't understand why that shit's necessary.
I mean,
It makes me angry.
That's pretty much exactly what that was, as far as I
Yeah.
can tell.
then that's option B, what you described as option B, because he's not, to be as successful as he is, there is no way that he's dumb enough just to tell everybody how powerful he is and so on. Therefore, he, like I said, either he thinks we're stupid, which is possible.
I'm very comfortable with him thinking we're stupid.
Me too.
I mean,
Or
whatever, man. Let's
he's
just go.
incredibly intimidated by us,
Let's check.
which is more concerning, but
So we're gonna.
Either.
You can make me an underworld check if you would like to.
Sure.
supplement this.
Sure. Also, we're wanting to scan the ship for bugs or trackers or anything else.
That difficulty was not set.
sorry, I was
No,
too
it's
quick.
fine. That was on me. So yeah, you're free to go ahead with the correct difficulty.
2 successes and a threat.
Okay.
I got,
One success.
yeah, I got the same thing.
One success, one advantage.
Yeah. So for those of you who got one success, the assessment Lux and that you've been giving seems pretty accurate. For Lux and Praz, there is another possibility that this individual is more giving you information about his position. Praz, you're thinking about this because as a bounty hunter, It's not in your practice, but some people do just turn on the person they're working for. Oh, now I have evidence of your criminal activity. So this might have been his way of asserting, I have nothing to fear from the law.
He's been burned recently.
Though that is also a form of dick wagging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, wagging dicks covers a lot of topics.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I don't mind those topics, but when it's this kind,
It's not a helicopter.
And
right now.
if
It's
you would
just-
like to search the ship,
yes.
difficulty is up for that. That is not
Okay.
knowledge underworld. That is just searching
And
for a
this,
thing.
I will go ahead and flip in another.
Okay.
So is that going to be perception, skullduggery? What are we rolling for this?
I'm assuming for me it's computers.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do a physical.
I assume you're going computers.
Yes.
If you'd like to just scan the ship physically, that would be a perception.
So I got 2 successes and an advantage.
I got 2 failures, an advantage, and a triumph.
Mm-hmm.
I got
checking
1 success,
ships,
2
physical
advantage.
systems would be mechanical.
I got 2 advantage, no success, no failure.
Okay.
Oh, physical systems would be mechanics.
Physical systems would be mechanics. Looking around the area would be
Like actually going through stuff rather than just looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh hey, there's a thing here, there's a thing here. Oh, this little bobble wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Which
I'll
can
do
also
that.
be
We
detected
weren't,
by
we, we,
computers.
we weren't in there very long. I don't think they would have been able to. I don't think they would have had the time to like rip out a section of the engine and replace it with a bug.
You
Also,
don't.
this was their ship like less than a week ago.
That's also
Yeah.
true.
But Lux, you don't find anything.
Okay.
None of the rest of you find anything either.
Okay.
Awesome. Can we
I
get
just
the
feel like
fuck
that's a
off this
half-backed
haunted
dick.
planet,
Like,
please?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I go.
Gonna go.
Yep, I go up to the cockpit.
As you're taking off, make me a check.
And because there are aliens, not aliens, because there are ghosts. I mean, there are aliens on the ship. There are ghosts in space.
Yeah, I was gonna say none of you are the same race, so
It's true.
there's aliens.
Aliens
Yeah.
everywhere. Aliens.
We're all aliens.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
Well, that's
So that's a
well,
threat.
that's a threat, but that is not a success or a failure.
Yes, correct. In this
Which-
case, that is just a threat. As you're pulling up, you're doing all of the checks on your ship system. You are fine. The ship is still not damaged. So it's still picking up on the weird stuff. However, this time you don't manage to avoid setting off any alarms, and the ship starts blaring at you that something.
I just hit the mute button.
I immediately hop into my seat and strap everything I can get my hands on.
Good to know.
You know, those alarms aren't there just to annoy you. It's not like you put tape over. It's not like the little dashboard light you put tape over.
I'm just saying, man. I feel like every
No.
time I start thinking he actually knows what the fuck he's doing, he starts
no.
doing shit. And
I'm talking to Sen.
yeah, I'm
He
with you.
just
I'm
turned
with
the
you.
alarm off.
When it's
I'm
when it's
saying,
when it's
every
the
time I
same
think
sensors going off for the same reason we've known they've been going off for the past 30 minutes, I'm just gonna hit them. I'm just gonna turn them off.
And I do want all of you, as you're going up, to make me perception checks.
3 failures and 2 threats.
That's where-
Wait, I did not
Oh.
set the difficulty before I said those words.
Oh man, I was
Sorry.
almost.
You guys are
excited
impulsive.
I mean, you
Yeah.
know,
Go ahead.
tell us to make a roll.
there. Oh, good. Again, a success and
Holy
2
shit.
threats.
2
Yeah,
success,
holy
1 advantage.
shit.
I
I
don't
got a
see
success
shit.
with an
I
advantage.
see things
Or-
and they freak me out.
Vanlar has 4 failures and an equivalent amount of advantage.
Yeah. Okay.
I see my seatbelt. Oh look! I
So
got
Vanlar, with 4 failures and 4 advantages, everything is fine. There's nothing out the window aside from that planet you just went to. You're sailing smooth.
that's some cool shit, yeah.
Flip on.
Yeah, I like how this planet looks.
And you are very sure of this, I will say.
Flip on some music. Sticks sailing away. Just starts
Zaku,
playing.
with 2 successes, you're piloting and you're trying to focus on piloting, but this is the first time you've seen something crystallize. You've seen that something is there, but you see echoes. You see a ship that almost seems like it's halfway through your ship, like they are superimposed on top of each other.
Yeah.
And
now I know why the alarm was going off.
Fred, you also don't see anything, though you're not completely off your guard. Lux, again, you're seeing those wisps just on the corners of your vision. And they almost seem denser now than they did before.
All right.
I like that the image here is like if this were a film, like it goes from Vanlar and Praz, like no, everything's cool, everything's fine, to Lux is like, holy shit, there are ghosts outside. To me, it's like ghost ship on top of us. No, we're fine.
I am glad
if
you are
the
lying.
You choose, that is fine.
Yeah, no, it's like take that image, internalize it. This is some weird shit.
Meanwhile,
okay, we're good. Let's go.
So did you mute all of the alarms or just the one specific atmosphere?
Just the atmosphere, just the one that had been going off of relating to unrecognized gas.
Okay.
As Lux says, it's fine. They're outside the ship.
Right.
We're good.
They're outside the ship.
Who's outside the ship?
The things you don't believe in.
I'm just gonna like increase the speed the ship is moving at to try to detach from the one that's attached to us.
All right. As you try that, it's almost like the ship lurches. You know it doesn't because there's no one around you seems to notice this change.
Yep.
But it's not just the increase of speed in a vacuum. It is
something is resisting.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Get back here.
I assume that we do. I assume we do accelerate though.
You do accelerate.
Do we detach from the thing I'm seeing?
Probably. Because by now it's gone from your vision.
Okay.
It lingers, but only long enough for you to be sure of what it was.
Okay.
And to increase your speed and response. So, gonna be jumping or?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what
you
all those
already
clicks were for.
Basically plotted these coordinates, so I'm just gonna have you make the flight check. And I'm going to use the dark side.
Use the dark side. Alright. Don't fuck me, digital dice roller. Ha! 3 successes and a threat.
Okay.
I run over Slave One on the way out. Just, wha-bam!
No.
Fuck, speed.
Yeah, with 3 successes, you punch it and you are going. However, something is nagging at the back of your mind as you do this. Everyone but Vanlar can make me another perception check.
Oh, good. We get to?
Difficulty set?
You get to, as in you have to, and
You're right.
it is now.
Okay. So,
I got a failure with a threat.
oh
One
my
success.
god.
Poor
3
Lux.
successes and 3 threats.
The ghosts
That's
are in the ship
fucking
now.
hilarious. Please tell me she starts actively freaking out. Are you in the cockpit?
We'll
Yeah,
see.
we're
Yes,
all in the cockpit.
I am
We'll
right
see,
where I am on the map.
My whiskey bottles have been moved to my room.
Okay, Praz, you don't notice anything. I mean, you're jumping, so what
Not
that
really much to pay
typically
attention
feels
to.
like you do notice. Vanlar, you're completely calm.
I'm like sitting over there
Then piloting the
dancing
ship, even though you have now made the jump, most of your energy is focused on just that preliminary check right after jump.
Yeah.
And while there's something that almost wisps in your ear, it's not anything that you pull your attention to, given that you have made the choice to just these are apparitions, ignore it.
Yeah, like they can't.
Lux.
They currently cannot harm me.
So when you were on the planet, you did sense some level of emotional energy.
Right.
You were not focusing on it. You did not determine what it was. That you're suddenly realizing never seems to have left you. And you are still feeling it. And just as you're going about, you turn, you see something, you're not quite sure what, flicker in and out of your vision, and you get a blast of primal terror for
Great.
this. Whatever you are feeling is in the moment of dying or fearing for its life.
So a shriek comes out.
Whoa! What?
I throw myself back against the console.
Lux, what's wrong?
And I'm scrambling, reaching for my blaster.
Okay.
Is the ship in a stable enough location that I can leave the controls right now?
I'll say in essentially around you can't at this very moment without some risk. Especially given you've turned off a few of the alarms.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yes. But you did turn off some alarms.
Yeah,
so
I have
probably not a good
I have
idea.
to turn them back on now. Yeah.
Braz just grabs the rifle and like turns and
Yeah, and I'm
What?
just pointing, waiting, like just.
Where's she looking?
There's some like I don't actually see anything. Correct.
Not anymore.
Okay.
You were previously seeing something.
Right.
Definitely what would seem to be in the ship, essentially here.
Okay.
I'm looking right there.
Okay.
I'm sort of
So-
focusing on controls. Lux.
So I'm so from Valar's perspective, it looks like I'm pointing a blaster in his general direction.
Oh, you want to go? Let's go, Mama, let's go.
There is something on this ship.
Baby, you looking at him? What you talking about?
That
Lux, put the blaster down.
I'll get up. I'll start doing a sweep with my blaster.
All right. Make me a perception check. Which the difficulty is now set.
Okay. Nothing. Moot.
Yeah,
flat roll.
Your results are a wash.
Yep.
You weren't like 100% sure that Lux saw nothing, because you generally trust Lux's judgment to a point, but you are not noticing anything. But nor have you relaxed.
Yeah.
So
there is.
I'm like going door to door,
click, click,
doing
click.
sweep.
Yep.
Flip the alarms
I mean,
back on.
I look exactly like I looked when you sat down, boo. I don't know.
Not you.
what to tell
Not you. I'm not talking about. There is absolutely some.
Do the atmosphere alarms go off once I turn back on?
If I say it, you're gonna laugh. But
As
there
you
is
turn
a
the alarms back
entity
on,
this ship.
They
Oh,
are not currently giving you the same warning, though they are at the level not of nothing, but of detecting
Again,
something
with
not currently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all
It's a
smoke
hair
some good
trigger.
shit and not share with me? Because I feel like everybody else got high last
I
night.
am not insane.
And I'm sitting here,
No, you're
I'm not high right now.
but you was high last night. See, I told you that
I
shit
was
still fucking with you.
drunk
The shit still
last night.
fucking with
There's a big
Still fucking with
difference.
I mean, you could be drunk and high at the same time. I remember
Yeah.
one time I was drinking it anyway.
I appreciate that you're trying to distract me from the terrifying entity that's on this ship.
Baby, I'm not
But-
trying to distract you from nothing. I'm trying to tell you ain't nothing on the ship. I'm telling you, you tripping, boo. I don't know what to tell you. You tripping.
Then would you like to make a look around?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Go ahead.
Specifically looking in the area around Lux and like in the cockpit.
Where Lux was pointing. Okay, you
Yeah.
can add a boost die just for.
Yeah, and I'm basically I'm pointing like directly between Zen
Yeah,
and Vanlar.
where
essentially.
you last saw this.
Yes.
Difficulty set.
Difficulty is set.
Advantage.
Advantage. There's still that creeping on the back of your spine. And for some reason, it draws you back to looking at the computer controls.
Man,
And
tell this girl
the jump you
she is
just set.
seeing something that's not there.
I just want to run a scan of the ship, looking for trace atmosphere from like the nebula that we were in, like seeing if any of the if any of the whatever particles make up a nebula are in the ship.
So the nebula is the system. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand what you're looking for.
You know what I mean. The
Yeah,
stray bits of stuff in space.
Now that is going to. It's not actually all that challenging, but let me readjust your difficulty. Go ahead.
And I'm going to use a light side point. That's a computer check.
Yep.
Upgrade, remove the boost.
After I come back 10 minutes later after doing a sweep, I'll just be like, I didn't find anything, but
Success with an advantage.
Okay. Success with an advantage. Yeah, there is trace atmosphere, which happens anytime you open your place somewhere. There's also a few compounds that, while the ship recognizes, you're not exactly sure what they are. Once again, in trace elements, primarily in gaseous form.
So I'm gonna
Also, potentially dust you brought in on your shoes, stuff like that.
just gonna isolate that reading, Lux, and slide it over.
Okay.
Scan the ship for this,
Okay.
and see if you can tell me what
Sure,
that is.
yeah.
You're
It would
indulgent.
be science to determine exactly what it is, and computers to scan for it specifically.
Science.
Uh.
Science.
Um,
And to
I
Van
don't
Lar-
see science on the sheet.
and
Oh.
when Van Lar
There
was
is
like
Education?
when Van Lar was like, tell her nothing's wrong, I just I like immediately went to the computers without reacting to the statement.
I'll say it's probably closer to being warfare.
Warfare? Ooh, that's a class skill.
It's science.
Difficulty set?
Difficulty is set.
Science depends typically on what it is you're trying to science.
Yeah,
if it's
I blanked on
Yeah.
what the skill was actually called. I apologize. But with a success and an advantage, you know what this is. It's pretty rare, but it's not something you, given your background and training, would have
Right.
been unfamiliar with.
Okay.
Specifically, it is Stygium, which is essentially it's a primary component in most forms of cloaking technology.
Okay.
It is. You don't necessarily know where it specifically comes from or even how it might be produced. But it's not usually something you find just in an atmosphere.
Right.
And in connection to that, you probably can make me, if you'd like to think about potential connections, you can make me, that would be probably a lore check with a boost die.
Okay.
And you've identified a key component.
And you know what? I'll go ahead and use our last light side point too.
Thank you.
Because why not?
Now it's 0 to 6.
All right. And
so you don't
lore.
necessarily know that. You didn't make a roll.
And diff set?
Difficulty is set.
Okay. Of course.
Wait, you didn't upgrade it.
I should have.
When you use a light side point, you have to hit upgrade up to 1.
I did, and I clicked out of it, and it didn't put it in.
Wait,
Did you roll the correct number of dice or no?
1, 2...
Is your lore 2 green or a green and a yellow?
2 green.
Okay, never mind. Then you did upgrade it. For some reason I thought you had rolled that before with a yellow.
No, that's my lore is not a class skill. That's either my education, underworld, or warfare.
Okay.
Yeah, warfare you would have
failure and an advantage.
Failure and an advantage. Once again, it's familiar. It's definitely the name Dryden specifically. Definitely, Clone Wars significant, but
Dryden.
You weren't. Yeah.
Okay.
Which was something that was mentioned to you by the Shaper when you were on planet.
Okay. Oh, right.
Do you share any information?
It's some kind of. This is it. It's an element using cloaking technology.
Cloaking tech.
Yeah.
Can you scan the ship for any additional life forms?
Yeah. I don't think that's necessarily. I mean, I'm not discounting the possibility that there are some, but I don't think that's all that we're looking at here.
No.
What I felt was the experience of somebody dying.
Yeah.
So
just
okay,
in
you
case.
had me and then you lost me again.
I'm an empath. I pick up people's emotional states.
Well, yeah.
I felt the experience of somebody dying.
Remember,
yeah, but how would you do that?
Ghosts.
Ghosts. So difficulty set on computers to scan for life.
Regardless of how you feel regarding the nature of the Force.
Yeah, difficulty is set.
Okay.
Ghosts.
And I'm going to use a dark side point.
Okay.
Think of it as sort of a network
you're talking
of
about
emotions.
the process of somebody dying. That's one thing. Then somebody being actually dead and her still feeling what they felt. That's not
a thing. No, but it's a thing that can happen.
And yes, Lux, from your background, though it usually wouldn't last very long.
Right.
The 2 seconds after someone is dead, you might still be feeling that they died.
Yes.
I mean,
so it is conceivable that somebody who was cloaked just died.
Yes, that is very conceivable.
Especially if they were hanging on to the
definitely
outside of the ship.
scanning for that possibility.
But then I would assume that we would be tripping over a cloaked dead body. So
unless they were on the outside of the ship and we went into hyperspace.
But I mean,
also,
Jesus
you know that personal-sized cloaking devices are far from stable.
Right.
And all of you would know this just because.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
walk around.
There are 4 life forms on board. You're also scanning for potential quantities of organic components and things coming up.
Living matter, etc.
Living matter, essentially what would be under a cloaking device.
Right.
how close would a person have to be for you to be able to feel that?
I mean, cloaking technology just hides you physically.
No, I mean for you as an empath.
That's fair. The range on your...
I would be able to pick them up if well, It doesn't work. It's not that easy. My people. It's not like I know there are X number of people around. I pick up on sort of a general emotional vibe of a room, so to speak. So if there's suddenly a really strong surge of something like panic or void, like the things from down there, that I'm going to pick up on that. But it's not like I can just say, okay, I sense there are 4 sets of emotions in this room.
No, but it would have to be close, right? Somebody close by would have to die for you to be able to feel that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
there's no, but I don't believe it's just us. There's no other life form on this ship.
Technically, you have a droid, but let's handwave that for the moment.
There is no other biological life form on this ship.
It doesn't add up to me is all. I mean, I'm okay. I realize I sound like a dick right now, but I'm not trying to be a dick. I really just don't understand.
Ghost.
I get it. I apologize.
Yeah.
Sort of a state, but I realize it's sort of a weird thing to grasp.
It's a weird place to be.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it's gone now, right?
As far as we can tell.
I think so.
You can all make me another perception check.
God damn it.
If you want, you do not have to at this.
I will.
No, she's paranoid enough. She's going to.
Can you? Is the difficulty set?
Yeah, the difficulty is set.
I got 2 successes with a threat.
Yay! I failed.
I got a failure and an advantage.
Okay.
I got a success.
And all of you made the roll, so I am using 4 dark side points.
Hey.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's so funny.
Hey, everything shifted back to us.
Yeah, no, that was a moment of the Force hitting you hard with negative aspects of being chosen ones.
Yep.
Or whatever you want to envision.
So now since Taku and Luxira stop seeing ghosts, and Vanlar and Praz start seeing ghosts.
So Praz,
it's
this
okay.
is not the first time you've seen one of these things, but you're in the cockpit, correct? You're muted.
Cody.
Yeah, I'm back from my sweep.
Okay. But as you come back from your sweep and you're coming into this argument-ish conversation, you do see something out of the corner of your eye moving in the space.
Which way?
You only get that it's a humanoid. They seem to be grabbing something and running, but almost not. But once again, it's almost intangible, that direction, from roughly here to here. But it doesn't seem like they're grabbing something from a place where something is. Just from empty air.
Okay, so yeah, I assume that happens when I walk through the door, so I'm like right here and I see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, Lux and both of you are still on edge, but neither of you see any new apparitions.
Okay.
Vanlar, these people are crazy, and then you think you saw something behind you.
Noting that you're leaning against a wall.
Yeah, you're leaning against a wall. There's nothing that should be behind you.
You know what? Y'all are starting to get in my head. I'm gonna go have a drink and fucking...
I mean, I would not suggest. I understand you don't necessarily buy this, and I get why, but I would not necessarily suggest getting intoxicated when there are things that I don't know what ghosts can do. But
all right, listen. So y'all are seeing ghosts, right?
Right.
I'm not seeing no ghosts. So I feel like if I go get toasted, maybe I'll see the same shit and we can have a party together. We can go see a party. Everybody sees a ghost. Yay!
Vanlar, what's
That's what I'm gonna do.
Vanlar? What's
There's
that
no
behind your shoulder?
hallucinogenic alcohol, but
Ain't nobody
Yeah.
worried about you, man. Go fly the ship or some shit.
You did.
there's no hallucinogenic alcohol on the ship at this moment.
No,
I'm
because we
legit
forgot to
going
pick we forgot to pick some up.
At the very least, there's an unknown quantity of a particular type of not standard element in the air. Getting drunk may have adverse effects, but by all means.
Only one way to find out. Let's have a
Ain't nobody
party.
worried about you, Sin.
I will continue to pilot the ship.
All right.
I'm gonna go get my drink. Go listen
You
to my
are
music.
continuously piloting while you are in hyperspace. Make me just a computer's roll, just so I can see if you pick up on something.
Okay. And since I'm on edge, I'm gonna go ahead and use one of those 5 light side points we have now.
Cool.
Send that back the other way. And upgrade this roll.
Oh wait, I accidentally. There you go.
What happened?
I forgot to just roll now.
Okay. 2 successes, 3 threat.
Well, that fits really well with what you notice. So, hyperspace is not like typical space. It doesn't correspond one-to-one. Not everything is quite as linear.
Yeah.
However, usually your destination and your starting point don't flip in the data.
No. That's usually what happens.
That seems to be what has happened. Like, as far as you can tell with your check, you were headed towards the Dryden Nebula at 10 to the system you were on.
What's the arrival time estimated at?
A
3,
little under
2,
20
1.
minutes. You haven't been going very long, but
Where are we at roughly in space in the hyperspace tunnel?
you're gonna have to make me a navigation check
Yes.
because, like I said, that's not.
I just really want to
That's
know
not
if pulling an
exactly-
emergency stop is going to be hazardous right now.
It's
Yeah,
always
you can
hazardous in
make me that check.
hyperspace.
To be aware, it is always hazardous to some
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah,
But knowing where you are might help if you were trying to
I don't want
adjust your coordinates in hyperspace.
I don't
Like,
want
Slam
to.
on the
we're
brakes and
anywhere
rip
where
the
a-
ship in half.
I don't
Do
want
it.
to
We're
suddenly.
anywhere where there's a known asteroid
Yeah.
field.
Yeah, like I don't want to
Yeah,
suddenly come out
you
in a
have
gravity well.
things, but you're gonna need to make me a navigation roll to try that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we're not gonna. If I try that, I'm not gonna come out in the middle of a sudden intense gravity well and get us all crushed into a gas giant. That's what I'm trying to avoid.
That's always a possibility, but you can make a check.
What? So navigation, you said?
Navigation,
Things-
which is it's space navigation. There's a word for that I just
Astrogation.
Astrogation.
Yes.
A thing I should probably put points into.
You don't have.
You
because
don't
you have an
have a
astrogation
droid to do
droid.
it, so yeah, you might want to.
Difficulty set.
But yes, you can absolutely make me an astrogation check.
Difficulty set.
Yep.
2 failures and
So-
an advantage.
Since the people
Yeah,
who were
no
calling
idea
me
what the
crazy,
fuck
as
they
a side note, since the people who were calling me crazy have left, I've relaxed a little bit and I'm slumped back in my chair, and I've pulled, because I would have brought it up at some point, what I have left of that bottle, out
Okay.
from underneath my seat, and
Okay.
I poured myself a drink.
Press didn't call you crazy.
No, Van.
I called you
So
crazy
at
as
this
shit. I'm not
point,
even gonna
mostly
lie.
because I forgot to do it before, your criminal background is weighing on you a bit.
Who's?
Probably Zen, yours. It's probably unrelated, but you're kind of like, the afterlife might not be happy with me. Just a tad.
Hmm?
And so you are suffering from strain, and everyone else is suffering from the single reduced strain threshold. Sense is reduced by 2.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah, so 2 failures and an advantage. I hope the advantage means that I don't just immediately slam the brakes.
Yeah, so with 2 failures, because what you were trying to do is figure out where you were, you're not able to determine it. You're in a tunnel, but you're in less charted space. You are not along a major route.
Yeah.
So exactly where you are is a little tricky, and you're probably somewhere. You're probably not nowhere, and there's no flares to indicate that you're in an insta-death spot. But you're in hyperspace.
I'm
you
one
don't
for letting.
necessarily have a planet to go to.
I'm one for letting a situation unfold and then deciding. So I'm just gonna let it ride.
Okay. Yeah.
Lux, I wouldn't drink too much right now.
As I'm like,
You don't drink at all. What you do?
Have you
I'm not up
shared
there.
that information?
Well,
by the way?
this is how I'm like.
Yeah.
I'm
why?
Well, according to the Nava computer, we somehow got turned around in mid-flight and are heading back to the Dryden Nebula.
That doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't.
So there's a long sigh.
We'll find out in about 20 minutes, though.
She
if that's
downs
correct.
the glass. If I'm dealing with ghosts, I'm not dealing with it without a drink in me. All right.
It'll be fairly interesting to see how the 3 of you with alcohol in your system react when things start to go weird.
We're just having a
Things
friendly card
start
game
to
back
go
there, not
weird?
pounding them.
No, we're just having, I had a drink. I didn't say I was back there drinking
Yeah.
a whole bottle like Miss Lux up there.
I mean, you said you wanted to
Oh,
get to the
Lux
point where you
drank
could
that
see the
bottle last
ghosts.
night.
Yeah, that was
That's
last
a good
night.
point, actually. I think I will do that, in fact.
You were all like, I want to see them ghosts. Glug.
That is a choice you have made. That's fine.
Sen, I like how you say us being drunk when things start to get weird, as if they didn't get weird the second we entered this system. Sometimes I hate your calm.
I understand.
Sometimes I
Just-
hate your understanding.
Just see Lug start twitching.
Sure. Put me more on edge. That's exactly what you want right now.
Oh, don't worry. At least you missed the ship.
By the way, anyone
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I wouldn't worry about it.
No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to freak me out.
He's just calmly watching the screen.
You're going to pay for that one. I don't know how. And it won't be right away, assuming we survive this. But at some point, when you least expect it.
I'm gonna pick up the comm, and we're gonna be dropping out of hyperspace in about 15 minutes.
As you hear in the background, into the system that we just left.
Come out, what?
By the way, at this point, anyone who would like to can remake their lore check about Aten 2 and the Dryden Nebula if they think they would be thinking about it.
Yep, I'm
If
definitely
Philip
thinking
said-
about it.
Yeah. I forgot to offer that opportunity.
I'm using
You
another
get-
light side point.
Okay. Sen, specifically, you also get a boost die.
Yay.
I will make the roll again.
Yeah,
And I'm
same
going to
here.
use a light side die too.
Hey.
Yeah, I think I will as well.
Hey. As
won't, I'm not-
as I frantically try to keep up with adjusting the the destiny counter.
So, okay, so after I add
Sorry.
the light side point, what else do I do?
So in your dice pool where it's so if you look at the dice pool, it's broken into 3 sections. There's a left, right, center, and the left side that says upgrade and downgrade. The box on the left that says upgrade, increase that from 0 to 1.
And then click outside of the
And then
box.
click
I'll
outside
see
the
you
box.
set whenever the first person is ready.
Okay.
Yep.
A failure with an advantage. I'm focusing on this card game.
2 successes and a threat.
When the boost die does nothing.
Hey, you
Two
have
threats.
a certain reason to have a little bit of an extra edge.
No, I
It
know,
might
I
not
know.
help.
I know.
That's
It's
what a
just-
boost die represents.
Did I do that wrong? I feel like I did that wrong.
No,
What's your lore typically look like? If you
Oh,
go down to it.
Yeah, because I had 2 green, so now
Yeah,
I have a
Yeah,
green
so
in the yellow, so I'm
you
good.
did
Yep.
right.
You did it right.
I just have an advantage.
I have 2 threat.
Okay. So from failures, from starting with Sen, who got 2 threats, it still leaves a bad taste in your mouth, but nothing new. Vanlar, with just an advantage. It's a name. You don't know anything about it as a particular. Praz with the failure and an advantage. You're also not particularly familiar with this location. I mean, there's probably some stories about it, but there's so many stories it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, every place has a story.
And
You just gotta
everybody-
talk to the locals.
Everybody remember to turn that upgrade back down to 0.
Yes, please
Yep.
do. I realize that's hypocritical given how often I fail, but try. And Lux.
What terrible thing did...
You might. It makes a lot of sense that you would be the one to know this because you were in the Imperial, the Republic forces at the time.
Right, okay.
Now, you were thinking about like military history, strategic points, places you knew people that were deployed. You don't know anyone who was deployed there.
Mm-hmm.
Basically because the entire thing was a disaster.
Okay.
With the specific name Dryden Nebula, there is this place that you recall referred to as the Dryden Triangle. There was a huge, one of the last pushes of the Separatist force was to essentially claim this planet, this system and its resources.
Okay.
You don't know exactly what it was there, but it was something very valuable and something very important that the Separatists believe could change the war in their favor near the very end. And exactly what happened, you don't know. You know, basically everyone who was there died. That it
On
is
both sides?
on all of the sides, because
Yeah.
the other thing you realize because you got a threat was that no one won that battle. Both sides died. The planet was deemed useless in the future. But right before that happened, a whole bunch of Black Sun and Hutt people came around, and many of them died too, but those two were the ones who generally ended up on top. But no one goes there anymore. It's not something that is currently actively controlled by the Hutts or Black Sun because, hey, it's the Bermuda Triangle in space, except
Oh
for
my God.
actually.
Okay.
So that's what you suddenly realize with being the first person to actually succeed that check.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I went back up to the bridge, by the way.
Okay.
So what is this about? We're going back. Why are we going back? How did she turn around in
Because-
hyperspace to begin with?
because-
I didn't know that was a thing.
We can't. So, feel free to say whatever thing you want to say about me being crazy, because I accept it, but this is true. I don't think this system is going to let us leave.
Which mean they're gonna let us leave? The system can't not let us leave. It's not an anime. I mean, it's not alive. This is not. We're not talking about living things here. Okay, we're talking about space, right? So space can't make us stay. We just go. The ship just goes. So what are you talking about?
I'm gonna preface this by saying I fully support the idea of us trying to leave several times and then getting turned back around, because I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. But that's probably going to be the only way I can prove this. I don't think the system is going to let us leave. This area was... I'm not joking. This area was big at the end of the the war. There was a big campaign here. The separatists were trying to get some kind of resource from here. I don't know what, but everybody here that was involved in it died.
Would it perchance be Stygium crystals?
Maybe. I don't...
The stuff that's floating in our atmosphere right now?
Yes, I get it. Cloaking technology could be something to that respect. And it's possible that maybe they didn't die there in some weird phasing thing. I don't know.
So
I don't know enough about the details. I wasn't there. Clearly, I'm alive. But...
how soon before we break hyperspace?
Should be about 10 more minutes according to your calculations.
Well, in 10 minutes we'll know for certain whether or not we are heading back. And if we are, then we'll turn around and try to leave again. And if it seems like we're not going to leave again, we'll make a decision then.
How about we go back to that creepy motherfucker and ask him what's going on?
There's a reason nobody comes here anymore.
Why don't we just try leaving from somewhere else?
Well, the Shaper obviously is able to leave. We didn't first meet him here.
No, that's true.
That's a really good point. So why don't we go down there and ask Mr. Shaperman, sir?
Quite frankly, because
he can give us...
Quite frankly, because I don't want to spend any more time in that man's compound if I can avoid it.
I mean, would you rather spend more time in his compound or more time in his system, bruh?
Oh,
I don't understand how this shit's complicated.
No,
I guarantee that if we're just making a giant U-turn, I can get us out of the system. It just won't be pleasant.
What's your plan?
Well,
I'm strapping my shit in right now.
That might be a good idea.
I'm not in. I'm strapping all
And
my...
as you say that, despite there still being about 9 minutes on the counter, you drop out of hyperspace in the system.
I loop us back around,
let me
plot a
see if
course,
I
and punch it
understand.
again.
Let me see if I understand this correctly. We just left not only did we somehow impossibly turn around, but
Do I know
our
if
internal timing systems on our astrogation
wildly miscalculated.
are not functioning, not just by a little, but by 10 minutes.
Correct.
Which was half of the time that it was estimating when you first noticed this.
Do I actually know if it's impossible to make a U-turn in hyperspace?
You wouldn't say impossible. Highly inadvisable, and it wouldn't just be your computers flipping.
No, because
there should be
hyperspace.
There should be protections in place on computers to prevent them from accidentally doing.
Definitely.
Because as far as I know, and if this is something that my character wouldn't know, let me know. A hyperspace tunnel is basically a wormhole. It's still an aspect of reality. You can still maneuver within it. And while it would be stupid and dangerous to try to turn around, not impossible.
Okay, you can make me...
I don't know if that's something I would know, though. That's why. As a pilot.
As a pilot, you would know that is technically possible. I want you to make me a check. Let's make this, what are you good at?
Piloting?
That is an intelligence thing.
Nothing.
Let's just make this a lore check with the boost die as a pilot.
Okay. I have two green in everything, knowledge-wise.
Difficulty is set.
Okay.
And it was not a challenge at all, but thank God you got a success.
I don't know why that said xenology. I definitely rolled lore. It doesn't matter because it's the same number, but...
It's the same number, so we're just going to go with it for now and hope it doesn't happen when it does
weird.
happen. So...
Yeah, one success, 3 advantage.
Hyperspace is a physical area, and while you were in sort of a tube of it...
Yeah.
And yes, you can maneuver within hyperspace.
Yeah.
You also know that is usually a horrible idea.
Well, yeah.
It is not just stupid and dangerous, it is not guaranteed to actually get the objective you are looking for.
Yeah.
It very well might, but the thing about hyperspace tunnels is while they are space, they are not physical. They are not governed by the same reality principle.
No, it's
so you can't guarantee a result, but yes, you could, if you were very careful and very stupid, make a U-turn within the tunnel itself.
Or guided by the Force, but you know.
That rare combination of careful and stupid.
You would not try this if you were not confident in your ability to guide yourself by the Force.
Yeah. The other question that I have could be, do I know about the various ill-fated attempts at space combat in hyperspace tunnels?
Given that you got one success, you're mostly familiar with the theoretical aspect of that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, okay.
Don't do it.
Just want to make sure. I just want to make sure those TIE fighters don't die in vain.
But the exact nature of any given attempt, no.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't.
Yeah.
Because nobody's dumb enough to do it.
So no.
For the listeners, there was no difficulty die on this roll.
But no, basically, I wouldn't say it's impossible to turn around. It also wouldn't theoretically be impossible to form a tunnel that sort of circuitously loops back.
I'm not saying it's impossible to turn around. I'm saying it's impossible for the computer to have turned us around.
Correct. If, however, we do actually leave for whatever percentage of the time we're in the hyperspace tunnel, making an early break may at least break us free from the system. I just don't know where it would deposit us.
Can we make sure we're actually stuck here before we try to die?
Well, that's what we're checking.
Oh my.
And I punch the hyperspace jump again.
Wait, don't punch it.
Okay, you have punched the hyperspace jump. I'm going to need you to make a flying check.
Yep.
As Luck says, wait, I'm really sorry, but...
It's okay.
I take things seriously when they are said, because sometimes they get said
No, you did exactly the right thing.
That is perfectly valid.
And I am letting the Force guide me.
Okay.
2 successes, 4 threats, a triumph. Sorry, 3 successes, 4 threats, and a triumph.
Okay. You're back in hyperspace. I assume you just did the same computations for the coordinates that you...
Yeah.
You're not trying to go somewhere else at this point.
Correct.
Okay. You did get into hyperspace. And once again, there's that weird prickle in the back of your mind.
Check the astrogation computer.
Okay. At this moment, the astrogation computer seems to be correct.
And I'm just going to monitor it, and I'm going to wait until it flips.
I am watching that shit like a hawk.
Okay.
It's going to wait till we fall asleep. And
is anyone doing anything during that time?
I can't do shit. I can't kill the boogeyman with a sword right now. I don't know what to tell you.
Are you looking for the boogeyman?
When can you kill the boogeyman with a sword?
No, I ain't worried about no boogeyman right this second. I'm just trying to make sure he don't kill us.
So
yes, right now I'm currently doing this while I.
All right, you are getting.
Not the whole thing, just pouring the glass.
You mean this?
You're pouring a glass as opposed to drinking out of a...
my eyes are locked on that astrogation.
Okay.
Because I'm afraid if I look anywhere else, I'm gonna see something dead.
I'm just gonna monitor
Make
the
me a
other
perception
general.
check anyway, because you are specifically looking at the thing.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay.
I'm
I
just
will-
monitoring the other systems just to see if
Difficulty
anything
set?
else spikes.
Difficulty is set.
All right.
Just to notice when it happens, or
Failure
whatever.
and 2 advantages.
2 failure and 4 advantages.
We both looked away at
Both
a
of you
particular moment.
were pretty specific in that what you were trying to do was look and see when it flipped.
Yes.
Neither of you catch the moment when it flipped, but as you're sort of staring at it, and it's almost doing that thing where words you say too many times make no sense, eventually you realize, wait, no, now it's flipped. And there is a, it's not like a cold sensation, but there is a chill down both of you in your additional senses, let's say. Fraz, you don't feel a chill of any kind, but you also do not notice that in the moment. Though you and Lux notice a few seconds before Sen, oh hey, it's now flipped.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was monitoring
Oh.
the other systems.
You were monitoring
just-
other systems.
Yeah, just
Nothing,
the general. Like,
nothing stands out as weird at all. Like,
All right.
just entirely typical. It's now
Well,
flipped.
we can either let it ride and see if we end up back in the system again.
Yes, and once we get there, let me do some computer scans of the area.
Or I can break now.
Why does he want to do
I
dumb
really
shit?
don't want to die on this ship.
Why do you want to do just
yeah,
shit? Just for the sake of
It's-
doing shit that's dumb. I don't understand.
that's 3 no votes.
All right.
Sorry, Captain.
Oh, he's not the captain. He's the pilot.
That's a that was a funny. That,
Hey,
that,
if
that
we
was
gonna
me
start
trying to
measuring
break
dick,
the
can
mood
we
with
at
you.
least make sure everybody in the room has one first?
Oh, trust me, hers is bigger than yours.
I wasn't talking about her, Chief.
All right, I like you again. All right, so how long does it say until we get back?
Doesn't matter.
At the moment, it says about 3 minutes.
So we'll be back there in about 60 seconds.
Yep.
Um,
I reach into my coat, pull out my flask,
or
take a drink of water.
maybe it'll take 15 minutes. Who knows?
I'm so glad you're getting into this. Yeah, that's kind of how this is working.
And I wait.
It said 3
Yup.
minutes, 7 minutes ago.
You wait.
At the moment,
Even
like I'm going
after
to bed.
the timer gets to 0, readjusts itself, goes back to like 1 minute. But about 10 minutes later, you drop out of hyperspace right where you were before.
All right. I am going to. I have a really, really bad feeling, and I hope this isn't the case.
Hey,
But
can we make another lore check since we came back again?
Are you trying to remember something specific? Because I've given you a lot of lore checks to remember what this place once was.
Right.
I'm just gonna do a hypernet check, like just
Okay.
So
while
I
while
wanna
Lux is
check-
doing a thing.
You
What
want
I
to
want to
Google
know is
check.
if I've ever heard about
Yeah.
this whole ghost thing before.
Okay, if you've heard of Space Ghost before. Yeah. Make me a lore check. Go ahead.
So I
Difficulty
wanted.
set?
Yeah, difficulty is set. Oh. What are you looking
Never
to
mind.
do?
I don't remember shit. I don't remember shit. Shit doesn't happen. So
It's a name you've heard at some point, but nothing specific.
Yeah.
Once again.
So what I'm
and that's
looking.
basically going to be your last lore check to remember from your own minds, because
yeah, I
Yeah,
was just
fair.
kind of hoping.
I've been a little generous with those.
You have. I appreciate it.
Yes. And Jeremy?
Yes. So what I want to look for, I really hope this isn't the case. but I want to basically do a scan of the scientific scan of space particles, blah blah blah, comparison to what it was before we immediately left the system the
So
first
you
time.
want to know if there's more here now than there was before?
Yes, or if, I don't know, we pick up any particles that might be younger than they used to be, or if we've been, anything
I
like
think I know
that.
what you're going for. That would be computers to access
Okay.
the safe system.
Yeah.
Hyperspace is effectively a black hole. Weird shit
Also
happens.
dark side.
Okay. Good to roll?
Yep.
I don't even know what that is.
That's
a despair.
Oh, that's a despair.
Three advantage and a despair.
Is that the first despair we've had this game?
Second.
Yes.
Second.
Oh.
No, it's
We
the
had
Did
second
you have
one.
another?
We had one last week.
Okay.
You rolled
Oh,
it,
right.
actually.
That was also rolled by Jeremy.
Of course
you have
I
rolled
did.
both successes that we've rolled in this entire series.
I mean, I
Sorry
wouldn't
about
call
despairs,
despairs
sorry.
successes.
Sorry,
you guys.
despairs is what I meant to say.
Yeah. But no, there's been no change.
Okay.
The atmosphere cycles itself a bit.
Right. And I imagine that she was assuming that would be something that would be hard to figure out anyways, because we're not near enough to any particular... Yeah.
But it's nothing that, like, doing a before and after, really not picking up any changes.
Okay.
I totally forgot what Sen was trying to do.
I just want to do an extranet search. And
Yes,
see.
you wanted to Google this place.
I just want to. Well, no. Specifically, I want to do an extranet search for Stygium crystals.
Oh, Stygium. Yes. Okay. You can definitely search the extranet for that. Are you going deep or just going surface?
I want to see. I just want to get. I want to get as much information as I can about the origin and manufacturing of Stygium crystals and any harmful side effects they may have.
Okay. Make me.
Like a Wikipedia.
I'm gonna say, if that's what you're going for, you can make me a computers check.
All right. Let me know when I can.
Go ahead.
2 failures and a threat. I don't know shit.
So you're assuming that this would be publicly available information.
Yeah.
It is. That's basically as far as you get.
So when we entered hyperspace, we were at least in a fairly close state to that planet, right?
You'd gone out of atmosphere.
Okay, but we were still within
I mean,
Yeah.
visual
roughly-
and sensor range of the planet.
roughly the
right?
same place where we had entered the system originally was where I
I'm
was
scanning the planet.
Okay. Looking for anything specific or just looking for...
I'm looking for general make. Again, it's sort of a comparison because that's something
Okay.
more concrete to compare to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And knowing the exact location of where the Shaper's place is,
Mm-hmm.
that to see if it's still there.
Okay. Yeah, you can make me a computers check. I'm using the dark side, so give me a second to upgrade.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, and I don't know how you want to do this,
I
but
mostly just really like saying that.
I'm just going to fly the ship around and see if the Force wills me to go anywhere.
All
That
the
was
dice.
2 successes, 1 triumph, and 4 threats.
That actually fits what you find. Figure out if there's a particular way you want to use your triumph. I believe there are things you can do.
Give me just 1 second. I've got
Sure.
that funky chart thing.
Aaron,
Yeah, where is that chart?
I'm just
It is.
while Lex is doing things.
You're flying and you want to
I'm just-
see if the force pulls you somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fly through the nebula for a little bit, not going too far out of the way, not leaving the planet, not leaving like the general vicinity of where we're at, and just want to see if I'm just gonna open myself up to the Force and see if it directs my hands at all.
Roll me a d100. I realize that's not a dice in this system, but it's the most appropriate thing I can think of.
15.
So
15. You're meandering. You know there's a few other planets in this system, and like from your long-range scanners,
Yeah.
you know you could get there.
And yeah, I'm just biding time until luck says something. Basically, for the Peter, I'm just seeing if anything speaks to me right now.
No, that's fine. It's just that you're not getting it at the moment.
Yep.
You don't know if it's your individual challenges or if it's
right.
Just there's
or if
nothing.
it's just that you're not. Even the best Force users do not always have a precognitive sense of where they're supposed to be going.
No, and it's like the Force does not always speak to everyone. It does not always speak all the time.
Nope.
The Force is more like a boyfriend who calls you once a month, maybe.
Yeah, like calls you once in a while to let it know that you're important, and then leaves you alone, and doesn't send roses
And
or
might
flowers
tell you
or
really
anything.
ambiguous things that send you to do bad stuff.
Yeah.
Sends you that hate
So-
you up
and-
text.
Triumphs. If the example they use for computers is probably not helpful, which is obfuscate actions taken, and I don't care if anybody knows that I'm scanning. So, if possible, just to turn up anything else that might be useful in the scan that I wasn't anticipating.
That's fine. Yeah, the examples will not always be applicable,
Right.
but you're always free to ask for, I want to use it for this thing.
Right.
So, with your check, the baseline thing you find is that the atmosphere here has a lot of that stygium in it.
Okay.
Which is weird, because as far as you're aware, that's not usually a gas.
Right.
Like it's a crystalline substance, probably. And you're scanning the system. You're scanning specifically the base. You're noticing there's probably a few environmental controls around there, though you're not sure if
Okay.
that's for the atmosphere or if it's for, like, this is a lava planet. Hey, we might not want to boil alive. There's
Okay.
tech that deals with that. That might be what you're picking up. Maybe it's some air filtration.
that-
You're not sure.
Would those kind of things be able to potentially keep stygium out?
Probably not.
Okay.
Not the kind
Because
you're
like you
seeing
said, it's not a
preliminary
gas,
check.
but
Mostly
okay.
you can tell that there is some atmosphere alteration being done to that area.
mhm.
It's not the highest concentrations either, but it's also not particularly, the concentrations in that area don't lead you to think they're related.
Okay.
And the other thing you do pick up on is that you notice that there is very little traffic here.
Right.
Most starships, unless they're like really custom, leave some level of residue, essentially. There's ships in and out, but not many.
Mhm.
Lux.
Okay. Yeah.
The only thing that's changed since we got here has been the increase in stygium crystal gas in the ship, correct?
I mean that our sensors can detect.
We have to work
Yeah.
off the knowledge that we have. We can't assume there's extra things we can't see. How much?
So-
what's the?
You say, well, an apparition flickers on the edge of your vision.
I'm ignoring it.
There's a quantify. The only thing that I can quantifiably point to at the computer that is yes. That
What's-
being said, besides the fact that I have actually felt things,
And I've seen things. It's fine.
right?
what's the percentage of of that gas in the atmosphere of the planet?
It's a very low percent
Yeah.
of the total atmosphere.
Right.
Because the atmosphere is composed of many things.
Right.
This particle is not
But it's
90%
it's
of
still
it, otherwise
present.
you would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's present.
It's still present, but it's not as present as it is in the void of space.
Is it low enough? Is it low enough that we could theoretically atmocycle and vent the Stygium specifically out of the ship?
Lex.
I mean,
Oh.
it got in the ship through the when we were in the atmosphere,
with
assumedly.
the door open for a long period of time. I'm talking about skimming through the atmosphere, opening an airlock, venting, and then closing it. Just
Aside from the fact that that's crazy risky.
Unless you have another way to cycle our atmosphere out.
You would.
I mean,
You
we
would
could
both know
hotbox
that
the
you could
entire ship.
If you were on a planet that didn't have this, that had a habitable atmosphere,
Right.
you could. And given the way you have fairly sophisticated filtration because it's a spaceship.
Yeah.
You probably could. The problem is, while it is a very low quantity, getting it out with just your ship, unless you have an atmosphere to draw on, would be. You risk thinning the air a bit, which isn't
that's
great
why
when you
that's why I wanted to do it
have
in atmo of the planet, not out.
Right.
Not in the void of space.
Which you could try. The challenge being that
that
planet's atmosphere is what you picked up in the first place.
Right, exactly. That's what I was saying. And what
about the other planets nearby?
Let's say, yeah, there are 2 other planets
in the system?
Yeah.
Do they have atmospheres? Are they habitable planets?
I'll head in that
breathable
direction.
atmospheres
Let's
is
see
the
if you
key
can
word.
scan them. I really don't want to ask the Shaper because A, it makes us look incompetent, and B, I just don't want to owe him anything.
Unless he
I'm
did
with
that
you.
on purpose. He brought us here knowing we couldn't get out on our own.
He mentioned
thinking
it.
we couldn't get out on our
He
own.
specifically mentioned the Dryden Triangle.
Well, he said that there were interesting opportunities within the Dryden Triangle.
Yep. So with your long-range scanners and the maps you have available to you.
No. That's literally.
I'm trying to give you a little bit of context.
Yeah,
but-
no. That's literally the reaction that she's making. That wasn't me.
Okay, sorry. You have 2 options, Dryden and Imhar. Dryden seems to be a primarily desert planet. It's dry. It does have a habitable atmosphere, as far as you can tell from long-range scanners. Imhar is more of a swampy planet. It also seems to have a habitable atmosphere. You can't, with your further range scanners, you know that there is life, possibly not sentient life, but plants or something on at least Indmar.
We can't do like a specifically looking for this particular quantity of gas scan.
Unfortunately, it is, even though it is rare and unusual,
It's
it
not
is
a
in
gas.
small enough quantities that your further scanners could not pick it up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
If
head.
you went to one of these planets, you can make that choice.
So
Which one's
send
closer?
a couple of things.
They're about equidistant.
Okay.
Couple of things. One, it's not an actual gas. There's no guarantee if we do this that it's going to flush anything out.
I mean, it's in gaseous form currently.
2, I do have to point. What did he mention the Dryden Triangle? Because I was a little weirded out because,
He said the Dryden Triangle provides interesting opportunities.
Okay. This area is called the Dryden Nebula. It's only called the Dryden Triangle when they're referring to the really freaky thing that catches you here.
Well, is it not referred to as a triangle because there are 3 planets within the area?
No. They refer to it because of what happened here. He knows exactly what's going on. I am positive.
Well then, let's see if we can solve it.
Let's see if we can solve it without him.
Yes, I just needed to.
So I'm going to sublight over to.
I want to shoot our employer, Sen.
I wanted to do
Desert.
that. I wanted
I'll
to
help.
do that when we first met him. Desert.
Okay.
More than ever.
Yeah. So
Desert
sublight
Desert
travel
seems like
in this
easy.
area is not going to be particularly challenging, especially because you're aware of and choosing at this moment to ignore the constant flashes of terrible death.
It's there. It's a fact of reality right now. I'm ignoring it.
Which is an interesting choice about facts of reality
I
I think says a lot about them.
It's also
At
a very
any point,
a
does that-
very Ichani attitude.
No, it absolutely is. It is a. I'm just noting that is
At
that
any
is
point, does this
happening,
become
and you
real
can
for
change
me?
that choice if you would like to.
Do I ever see these ghosts, or do we just assume that I just don't? I just never do.
Well, you did once. I'm gonna have you make me a perception check with the boost die just for on the way over.
Okay.
Difficulty set.
Now?
Yep.
Alcohol gives you the boost you need.
Go ahead.
Do I set the boost die?
Yeah. Set the blue boost die in your side and remember to take it out when you're done.
Yeah. The
Gotcha.
blue die is boost die.
Gotcha. And then
Make sure you click outside when you pump it up. Wah, wah, wah. Roll nothing but successes.
Perception, right? Okay.
Go ahead. I mean, that's as
That's
good as in some ways.
Hilarious.
What's
Success,
That's all awesome, and then a despair.
4 advantages, and a despair. Which
Sweet.
fits very well. So you're convinced there are no ghosts. That is stupid. That is dumb. These people are nuts, and you're not sure why you're on a ship with them. And then you start seeing things. It's only every minute or so. It's on the edge of your vision, and you're like, this is kind of their fault. They were messing with me. But
Right.
no, definitely things there. And it's kind of freaking you out because there are definitely things on the edge of your vision. And at one point you even catch like a face for a few seconds. Someone wearing a hat. And then it's gone. But you're not getting as many flashes as the others are, just because you were...
Skeptical.
Well, it's less that you're skeptical and more that you've got interesting luck.
That has finally turned.
Right.
But yeah, no, you're seeing things. Maybe they're there, maybe they're not, but...
We gotta get out of this damn place, man. This shit's starting to fuck with my head.
I'm gonna
Just
shoot
ignore
those
it.
soulless fuckers in the head.
If you do that, you'll damage the ship.
Not from here. I'm talking about Shaper's little void, no soul crony.
What if they're just an alien species that you'd never come across that has particular methods of hiding their emotions? For the people listening to the podcast, Jeremy just made a funny face and waved his arms.
Around my head.
Picture Kermit the Frog on like speed.
Okay, you arrive at the planet.
All right. At which point I pull out.
Doing atmo checks, you're not... You know what you're looking for, and you're not detecting any of those particles in this atmosphere at the moment.
How's it look, Lux?
It looks Let's find out.
But you can also make me a check.
Aaron just said it.
No, I said in terms of scanning for that particle, you don't have to roll.
Okay.
If you want to make other checks, you absolutely can.
Yes, I'm doing every frickin' diff set.
Okay. Nope.
So that's a failure and 2 advantages.
Looks fine.
All right.
There's life forms there, though that's not entirely surprising, given it is an entire planet.
Yeah.
But
All
other
right.
than that, no.
I'm not going to land. I'm just going to orbit and we can cycle.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to go into orbit.
Okay.
And
I'm going to put on my atmosphere mask.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna go I'm not gonna land, but I'm not gonna stay up in upper orbit either. I'm going down into the atmosphere where we can get a nice.
And you're essentially trying to use the ship systems to cycle out the
Yeah, I'm just trying to cycle
current
out the
atmosphere, see if that helps.
purge our atmosphere and
Yeah.
refill.
All right, I want you to make me a mechanics check.
All right.
You can get unspecialized assistance if you would like,
All right, Lux, give me a hand.
Yeah.
which gives you a boost die.
All right, and I'm gonna ping a light side point.
Yay. I'm so excited for us to get a bunch of successes and then it not work at all.
Well, I mean,
You are trying things.
we are trying
Yes, we are.
things. All right, difficulty set.
Yeah.
1 success, 4 threat.
Sweet.
The boost die helped this time, though.
Yes.
Okay, so given that you got a success, you successfully vent the atmosphere, change it out, and you basically confirm for yourself in the various systems that, okay, definitely you have successfully cycled the atmosphere.
Okay.
As for the 4 threat, in order to do that, and in order to do it with the granularity you need for particles in your ship,
Yeah.
you do have to land.
Landing.
Oh.
All right. There are living things here. I need to.
Land on a rock, not on the sand.
Is there a rock
Okay.
big enough?
Yes, it's
A rocky plateau.
it is an entire planet. There's some topographical alterations.
Right.
I will land on a stone-based surface rather than sand-based surface. Though, if there's something large enough to swallow
So
the
Star
entirety
Wars'
of the
planet
ship,
logic is probably not terribly sciencey.
oh no,
But
No,
yeah,
it's just landing on sand with something heavy, unless we have wide enough, for lack of a better term, foot pads for the ship, will sink right in.
I don't
Until we
take off.
all the bottom thrusters would be covered with the sand,
Right.
or it would clog the bottom of the ship up.
Well, either we land on something solid and
Yep.
cycle.
and cycle your atmosphere. While you were doing that, you do notice someone, a person with hood drawn over their head, probably humanoid, outside the ship.
All of us do?
Anyone who's in the cockpit, this is not
Okay.
hard to spot.
Is it the same kind of hood that we've seen before?
No, this does not appear to be one of the Shaper's
All right.
acolytes.
How long are we here again?
Is
It's
it
the
a hood
person
that,
who has a hood on because desert.
Just long enough to cycle our atmo. What do they want? Does it look like they're trying to get our attention?
They want to wash the cockpit windows.
Don't give them
Because I ain't
any
got no
credits for
quarters,
that.
man. I'm not giving nobody no quarters.
If you let them wash the cockpit windows, they just keep wanting to do more. And
how long is it going to take us to cycle?
It's going to take you a few minutes, though you're sure it's working at this point.
Okay.
At
Yeah.
least.
I'll go out and talk to him.
I'll go with.
Well, what are you talking about? Whoa.
Why?
Talking about, hang on. We don't need to engage nobody right now. We can just sit here and mind our own business and
Like,
just do
they
our
can-
shit. And we
they
can go when it's
They,
done.
they
Don't
can
need to talk to
stare
nobody.
at the hull of the ship for all we care.
I mean, they're allowed. That's not, the shit's not illegal or no shit like that. I mean,
I
even if
get-
it was, I mean, staring don't get you a bullet in the head unless you staring at some shit that don't need to be happening.
That's true. I
No,
look at Sen.
camera.
I want to go talk to them
Why?
because, and I turn
Maybe
and
they-
I'm heading out.
Can you go make
right.
some friends some other time?
If
man?
they if they club you to death, we're staying here.
Prez, you're gonna keep them
I'm-
from clubbing me to death, right?
Yeah, that's what my gun is for.
Thank you.
Also, I have a club that I will beat them to death.
Also, I have a gun too.
Yeah.
Sand people walk in single file to hide their numbers.
This is
I-
definitely
Do they
not
also
a fan
stand-
base, and they're pretty physically distinct.
I know.
Yeah, do they
I know.
also stand right behind each other so that just all of a sudden
I
12
was-
arms just
I was just that was Senstaku being a dick. That wasn't anything
Right.
else.
So yeah, I'm going out to the hangar and opening the ramp.
Yeah.
Can we-
Dispensing your gray Jedi wisdom. Okay.
Can we
as
agree
they
to
notice
go find
the,
her some friends somewhere?
the
so
change,
she don't have to
this
jump
person
somewhere?
does come around towards essentially where your door is
Mm-hmm.
and wave you. Hey,
Hello.
hello. And seeing you, the person who you can now from a little closer tell is a woman, pulls back her hood, revealing a person with essentially a bandage over both of her eyes.
Okay. Do I know what race this is? Because I know what race this is, but
Yeah,
does
I'd say that Lux has no reason not to know
Okay.
which race this is.
okay.
But otherwise
I'm looking
appears
behind
human.
us.
But is essentially looking at you.
Right.
Not someone who's unfamiliar with the physical customs of most species.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I hope we are not intruding.
No, saw your ship. I'm hoping someone come by, want to charter a ship off planet.
Really? Well, my name is Lux. Luxira, Lux, whichever you prefer. This is Praz. I'm sorry, what's your name?
She does not pause for a suspiciously long period of
That's
time.
fine.
While the GM, like,
I
through-
am... Shit, what name do I
Wow.
make up?
While Lux is talking, I'm
it's-
looking
this person
around.
is-
Yeah.
This is totally a person that I didn't just spontaneously make up.
Right.
Yekan.
I'm sorry.
My name is Yekan.
Yukon? Well, we do have a couple other members of the crew, so that it's not something that I can specifically make that call on my own. But I am willing to bet that I'm willing to bet we can probably convince them, right, Prez?
Probably.
I have credits, and I can work from my fare if you need.
That's even better.
What can you do?
To be honest, I'm not all that handy, but I'm pretty good at picking out problems, and I'm decent with a wrench.
Mm-hmm.
Simple tasks, anything that needs muscle, I'm good for.
Okay. Well, tell you what. Why don't we go? Come back into this part. I'm gonna go get the crew members.
Of course. Thanks.
Talk real quick, and we'll be right back. Prez, you want to stay here with our potential guest?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So I'm gonna head back to the cockpit.
What ensues outside is a long, awkward silence
yeah,
while he just stands there and looks around,
Uh,
unless she talks.
no, she doesn't say anything.
I'll actually ask her how long she's been on the planet and what she's doing in what would presumably be the middle of absolutely nowhere on a desert planet.
I crashed. Most of my crew went down when I did, but few months ago, guy who was with me managed to charter his own way off, and I've been here little less than a year.
You've been surviving for a year on a desert planet.
It's not dead. There's crops that grow in the right places, and I have some sensors and a little. I rigged something up. The guy who was here before with me he was better with that kind of thing than I was.
What was his name?
You, sir, are a dick.
It's not a long, awkward silence yet.
Jarl.
Yeah, okay.
Was he the Jarl of White?
No, it's not quite spelled like that, but
What's this now?
So, presumably Lux comes to the cockpit.
so yes, I make my way to the cockpit. So we have a potential someone wanting to charter a way off this planet,
I'm sorry, what?
out of the system,
Do they have
who
a
can
magic?
pay
Whoa,
and contribute.
Come out.
Do they
Hold
have a
on.
magical way to
What?
get us out of the system?
I haven't gone that far yet.
Sam, what are you talking about? Do they have a magical? Are you kidding me right now? You talking about random ass people coming on the ship, and we just. That's just how we do things now. We just.
I mean, if they've got credits.
What, chartering people from one place to another
That's kind
for
of
money?
that's-
Yes,
yeah,
that's
it's-
what we do.
That's kind of part of the job.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So come on. Let me explain how this could possibly not be a good thing. Okay. I came here, right, because somebody who works with the dude that you work with
Mm-hmm.
said, "Hey, I need my guy on that ship," right? So
Okay.
I came to work with y'all. Okay, this is a job. This is a business arrangement. Okay, this is a random broad on the side of the damn. Okay, we don't know her from nobody. She has no
No,
references.
that's true.
She
We
has
don't
she,
yet.
She has no
Ven-
reputation.
Venlar.
She has
Venlar.
no reason when.
Venlar.
Yes, sir.
Are you afraid of one passenger?
I'm afraid to get my throat slit in my sleep, sir. I don't.
And that's
I don't
fair.
understand why
That
it's
is
difficult for you to understand.
That is entirely fair. That being said, you're right. We don't know her yet. Give me a few minutes talking to her. And this is exactly what I've done for a living for the vast majority of my life, is determining who's a threat and who isn't.
I get up, put my coat on.
Right.
Blaster
Okay.
in the
I would like to
holster.
point out that 12 hours ago, y'all were
Uh-huh.
talking about seeing ghosts and shit. Okay?
Yes.
So
And
I
then
don't
suddenly
really
we
feel
can't
like
leave a system. Do you not think that us seeing weird stuff might correlate with weird stuff happening to us to make it legit?
I think that the machine broke and y'all
Tell you
was
what,
paranoid
tell
as
you what.
fuck.
Oh my
Tell you what.
God.
I'll go out. We'll go out and talk to this lady.
Thank you.
You look at the computer, Venlar, and see if you can figure out what is glitched that is making us doing near death-defying U-turns on a regular basis without us.
I mean, if
knowing.
everybody else is gonna vote for bringing this bitch on board, let's just fucking do it and get over with.
As if you can
Let's
come up with
see.
a
We're
more
gonna
simple
assess the
explanation,
situation.
I will gladly accept it. Unless you
I
want,
was in-
alternatively, I can show you how difficult it would be to make a U-turn in hyperspace.
No, please don't. Don't.
Maybe you just put the shit in wrong. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe you just jumped in and jumped out of hyperspace for
So
something. I don't know.
how many times have you loaded your blaster and found yourself shooting your own foot?
I mean, I know how a blaster works. I don't know how the hyperspace shit works. I'm just saying,
So
maybe the shit's broken, sir. That's all I'm saying.
So I brought this here so we could potentially, either as a group or whoever's interested, go out and talk to her and assess the situation rather than just making the call on my own.
Yeah. No,
I was doing you a courtesy.
Let's go talk to her.
Let's go talk to her.
Let's go talk to her. We're gonna go talk to her.
Okay, all of you?
Yep.
Yep.
She's still
would-
standing out there.
Yes.
As soon as I see the blindfold.
Right? Yes, no, I was not going to mention that because I wanted that to be a nasty surprise for...
Do I know what she is?
Yeah.
Do I know the consistent fact about her species?
I mean, I assume that...
Yeah, would
was
I ever
assuming
even have
that if
seen one of them
we know
before?
what that means,
I
we
would
know
assume
what
that you do. Now, I don't think that Vanlar or Praz has any reason to know because lately that's something
Why?
they've
They're
tried
both
to keep a
dead.
little bit hushed. But
Right.
Yeah.
neither of you come from a background where there's any reason you wouldn't know.
So there's like walk, head to the ramp going down, look up, see blindfold, immediate like hitch in the step. Like just
So
Nope.
I decided...
Nope.
I decided...
No reaction on the face. But everything else just like seizes for a second.
So then I lean in very close.
Are you trying to conceal that?
No, that was too much of a surprise.
Yes. So I lean in very, very close and I murmur very quietly, remember how I said I'd wait till you least expect it long from now?
I will murder you in your sleep.
I decided not to wait that long.
When she sees that particular reaction, she does go quickly for her blaster, and then her hand comes out.
I like I just a jerk, and then hands stay at the side.
Little bit tense, but she.
Oh,
You're
my hands
safe.
are on my swords, because when people started reaching for weapons, I'm not about to be surprised in this motherfucker.
Do I recognize her
So-
at all?
No,
Yukon?
you've never met this person before.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Just
You
because
can't.
their entire species is doesn't mean that you have met this particular
No.
person.
It's true. However, the Jedi Order is very insular.
This is true.
That's true. You have never met her.
Okay.
And many of them are not members of the Jedi Order.
This is true.
That's also true.
My hands go up. Yukon, you're safe. Nobody's going to do anything.
And don't
I'm
make
just
her no
standing there
promises
wondering
you
why
can't
everybody
keep.
got tense all of a sudden.
Okay, let me rephrase. Most
I'm
of us
just
aren't going to
looking
do
to charter a
anything,
ship.
and if someone tries to start something, there's going to be problems.
Oh, I'm just saying,
like-
my whole attitude is don't start nothing, won't be nothing. So if
Nothing
ain't nobody starting
started.
nothing, we good.
I
We
just
good?
raise a,
Everybody good?
I raise a
We're
hand.
good.
I raise a hand off to like between Vanlar and her.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I continue down the ramp towards her.
Has
Yeah.
she relaxed, Aaron?
She's still clearly very nervous.
She didn't grab the blaster. Her hands just.
But
She
She ain't
did
got
not
her-
grab for her
went-
blaster. There was an instant where it was like she thought someone was going to start shooting at her, but
Gotcha.
she never even grabbed her blaster.
Well, if she ain't armed, I'll take my hands off my weapon then.
I'm sorry. Since Taku, and you are
Yekon.
Yekon. I just didn't expect to see a Miraluka here.
A who?
Yeah, what's that?
Species.
Oh, okay.
We
How-
are, we are,
Let me do a quick.
and I'm just gonna follow that statement up with
Camille, the player, knows
Yeah.
what a mirror loop is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Vanlar, the character, does not.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, and all Lux is going to say is it's her species because that's not her tale to tell.
And like following that sentence up with we don't work for the Empire.
Yeah, we are all well. Unfortunately,
Half
we're
of
not
the
the
time.
opposite of we're not the opposite of working for the Empire yet.
I mean, I feel like y'all doing an awful lot of speaking
That
for
would be
everybody.
even worse. Okay. You know, in these parts, that almost sounds like a threat, but
What sound like a threat?
Not working for the Empire? Not meant as a threat.
I
as a
hope you're not
resource.
someone who could be convinced to. I can certainly make it your.
Oh no,
worthwhile
she was
to
talking about how I
transport
said
you
y'all
out
was
of
for
questions.
everybody.
I-
See, I
I-
just feel like y'all should be.
So I'm not going to do anything with it, but because I know how Miraluka see, I'm just going to enhance myself, like just actively draw on the Force.
Okay.
And just passively, just standing there, not doing anything. We don't work
God,
for the Empire.
Did somebody fart? Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
You don't work for the Empire. She don't work for the Empire. He don't work for the Empire. I mean, I don't work for the Empire right now. I'm just saying, like y'all speaking for everybody. Like this, what is the shit? Why is she so worried about the damn Empire anyway?
Vanlar blabbing in the background.
Yeah,
I look
she's
back at Vanlar.
Certainly not helping.
Vanlar,
But she does seem to
many
relax.
people
at
have reason to be afraid.
I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, y'all can't just walk me into situations where you don't tell me shit and just expect me to be like, oh yeah, go with the flow. I'm not going with nobody's flow right now. I don't know this bitch.
Ignore him.
What you
Why
need
the fuck
to know
not?
about
Everybody
me
else does.
is that I have credit and I'm willing to pay for transit.
Okay. So how do I know that you ain't gonna just wait for everybody to be asleep and steal our shit and steal our ship and tie us up and throw us out of the damn airlock or some shit like that? How do I know that? I mean, I'm just saying they seem awfully reverent. So clearly, your people have some sort of significance or some sort of power. So how do I know that that power doesn't include the ability to sneak around my fucking ship when nobody fucking knows that you're here? I didn't see you till we opened the docking bay. So how do I know you didn't walk out with a damn cloaking device or some shit, stand out in the middle of the fucking field and shit like that, and wait for us to come greet you? That's what I'm saying. It sounds like an elaborate fucking ruse to me, is all I'm saying. It sounds like spooky shit, is all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm not laughing.
12 hours ago, he was
He
calling
looks
us
very
paranoid.
confused. Is the surface like?
I just
appear.
I just look back at Vanlar. How much did you drink?
That
So
much.
Oh, now I'm the one that's paranoid. Okay, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna sit my ass right here and just mind my own damn business. And you know, when y'all motherfuckers end up dead, I'm calling your mama.
My mother's dead.
That's not my problem, sir.
I mean, you can't call her. She's dead.
I'm just gonna deliver some
He
messages.
is
along the way.
inching away.
So I'm going to try to pull a charm effect.
Did anybody ask
Throw my
how
charm
much money
out.
she's gonna pay us anyway?
Vanlar, give me a moment, please.
Ask her how much money she got. Is all I'm
You
saying.
are going to be doing this with a setback die, given that Vanlar is constantly blabbing things that are making her terrified. of
That's
you.
okay.
But yes, you can absolutely.
I have
make
any? Yeah, fuck it. I'm doing a light set then.
Ask her for a number. That's all I'm saying. Ask her for a number. Just get a number.
A triumph is definitely good enough.
Okay.
I mean, a triumph is a success. So.
Yeah.
So, you can. What we... I have a question. The system that we are currently in, we don't seem to be able to leave. Is this something you're aware of?
And you're assuming she swears, but none of you recognize the language she speaks in.
That's fair.
Yeah, I have a doodad that helped that was supposed to get us out before we just malfunction on a old rotting ship. I still got it, and she'll reach into her bag and hold out. I don't know. Apparently, there's a few routes that usually help, or other things, but I don't know.
But it can help. It can help get us out of here.
Supposedly, if there's one of these in the ship, it's gonna work.
All right.
So
What kind of role would I do as essentially an insight role?
Okay, are you bullshitting? Are you bullshit checking
No.
her or her story? Like, are you looking at what she is doing as a person, or would that make sense as this thing might do something?
No, I'm looking at her. I'm
Okay.
looking at her intent.
and I'm gonna leave Lux to talk.
And yeah.
I'm gonna leave Lux to talk to her, and I'm gonna go talk to Vanlar.
There is
I'm gonna
always
look
the
at the
challenge
thing.
associated with that. Let's. And why not?
So,
Actually, that's Yakon's suddenly created character sheet. That's and I'm going to change the things, upgrade a thing, use the dark side, and go ahead.
And what role is this?
That would be. I thought there was an empathy on here.
There isn't. There's not an empathy. There is. I mean, there's deception and there's perception.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I have there is.
I'd say this would. Let's call this vigilance for now.
Okay. Shit.
But you know, I'll give you a boost die because you
I
do
was gonna-
currently
so,
have
yeah,
her
I've
under your
got-
charm effect.
Okay. Damn it! I didn't write this
And-
down because I've got. Sorry, you go do.
yeah,
you do
while
your thing
while
real quick,
Lux
'cause I
is
need to
doing
check
that,
something.
I'm going over to Vanlar and just gesturing for him to step aside for a second so we can talk.
Yeah, sure.
All right, look, Vanlar.
What you got to say, man?
You seem like a man of honor and a man of your word. Is that fair enough to say?
Yeah, that's fair enough to say.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm a man of my word. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to trust you.
Okay.
The reason we don't work for the Empire is because two of us are wanted by the Empire.
Yeah, it's a good thing I already like this person.
For what?
A number of reasons.
Try me.
I'll look
While
over
we're
at Lux.
using words like trust, Senstaku, you want to trust. That's fine. I'm
So
willing
tell
to
me.
trust you if you're willing to trust me. It matters.
No, it does. It does. I would like you to throw a punch at me.
Man, can we just not do fucking games and you just tell me?
It's hard to explain. This is the easiest way to do it.
All right, I'm gonna punch him.
Okay. Roll me melee or no, that would be brawl. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I am gonna roll. I'm checking because I did not write down what my
Oh.
what the empathy thing that my
Yeah,
class
absolutely.
does, because it may be valid
nice.
here.
Oh, is that
Okay.
was that his difficulty?
No, that was not the correct
Oh.
dice pool. That was Lux's dice pool.
Oh, my bad.
Hang on.
The dice pool is determined by your thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So what do I need to roll?
You don't.
What do I need to set? I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think you roll. I
Hang
think
on.
it's against a.
So,
Oh, it's against my.
however,
It's.
sorry.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it is just a brawl roll, which has a standard difficulty of 2.
Yes.
and then I can try to evade.
I was wondering if you were doing something that altered that. Some things add difficulty.
I am. Let
No.
me double check real quick, but I think I have to do it in response because I think I have to do an evasion.
Oh yeah. So Vanlar, make me your roll with standard difficulty.
Which is 2 difficulty.
Which is
Okay. So
I've
is that
got
good
it.
now?
Hang on.
I was misunderstanding how sensibility worked. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't actively make it harder for him to hit me. I evade better.
Good to know.
So
is
for the
it
record, by the
good to
way,
go ahead and go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charm roll. Or
Or
yeah.
dice roll.
all right. That is no anything.
All right,
Nothing.
which is fine because that makes it easier for me to evade in a more impressive way.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the evade rules real quick.
And while you're pulling that up,
Mhm.
so I don't know if because I automatically add a setback die to any attempts to be for someone to use a deceive roll on me. So
the
I don't know if
problem
that
is that
would.
typically the NPC would be making this roll against a. You would be making this roll against the NPC sort of standard.
Right. Okay. So
Though,
it's not going to come into play.
I'll
That's
say
fine.
you can translate that into a boost die just because
Okay.
I'm fucking with the rules a little bit by making you make this roll.
Okay.
Totally not because I don't have stats for this NPC.
So I'll let them do finish their
Okay,
thing before, so we're not confusing difficulty.
I'm missing I'm not able to find the information, but since he missed anyways, what I would like to do is then make an athletics check to basically preternaturally slip behind him and get him in like an arm lock, like making it obvious
it won't mechanically be a grapple, but that's fine. If you would like to make a check, basically to make this point that you're trying to
make it obvious that I'm doing athletic things that should
PvP,
be
it's cinematic. Go ahead.
theoretically possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Have I encountered
4 successes?
Oh, nice.
Have you encountered what?
Have I encountered force users before? Other than my brother, who I didn't know was a force user at the time.
Yeah. So in terms of encountering force users, given the times you've lived in, no. You've never specifically encountered anyone who identifies them as such. However, you've heard, like, the legends and the rumors of Jedi. You know they were actually a thing, but you don't necessarily know details of, like...
So I know they do freaky shit, but I don't know what kind of freaky shit they can do.
Well, you know that they're supposedly, like, these great martial artists or something.
Gotcha.
But you don't necessarily... You've never worked with someone who admitted to you to being force sensitive.
Yeah.
Okay. So what exactly did you just do, John?
So you go to punch, and you're pretty. It doesn't look like I'm going to move, so you're pretty confident that you're going to punch me in the face. When your fist reached full extension, I'm not there anymore. I am behind you, locking your arm up and over and behind your head.
Whoa.
And just holding you there.
Well, we're having a nice, pleasant
whoa.
conversation in the background.
Yeah,
So-
I hope
Okay,
he turned her around so her back is facing towards the
It doesn't
Well, no,
matter.
no,
She's a Miraloka.
I
She'll
pulled
sense it
him.
regardless.
Yeah, no,
I
she's
pulled
not
him off
gonna
to the side. I pulled him
How
off to
did
the
you do
side, so
that?
we weren't playing in plain view.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're behind something. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
She's
you
still
would
gonna
know that
know.
doesn't matter.
She's still
going
gonna sense me doing something, but she's not gonna see me roughing him up. There
We're
are
not
limits.
going to go over
there
what
are
Mirror
limits
Luca can and can't
anyways.
see because you wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily
Yeah.
know.
Anyways,
So I'm going to go ahead and roll my vigilance now
so-
once you said diff.
so yeah, lock him up and then let him go.
Though I am going to have to change the difficulty as we keep transitioning between these scenes at slightly
Fine.
awkwardly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's me. Go ahead.
We're gonna let that roll
And I
resolve.
already-
Actually, I'm going to flip for a
Let that roll resolve first, and then
Go ahead.
extra. Okay, and character. Okay. Because I don't have a lot of vigilance. Oh, yeah, she's totally fine. Yeah, there's no.
It's not that she's necessarily totally fine. And
Yeah.
you can't really tell. While she's familiar with standard body motions, she seems like she's acting like a Luca in that she's looking at you, but that isn't necessarily because she needs to be.
Right.
And the slight weirdness of her body language and just that while you're mostly picking up on her, your empath sense is still running a little bit on edge. You're
fair.
not getting anything aside from like a surface. There's a little bit of nervousness is most of what you sense. And that's kind of, and you already knew that, but it's kind of making it hard to sense anything else about her.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I was gonna ask before you clear the difficulty dice, since I've been standing here the whole time too. I kind of wanted to know if I could tell if her story was bullshit
Flipping
too.
Another dark side point.
Okay.
Back to 3.
And you do not get the boost die, and your roll is slightly different. But yeah, once again, you're watching her. She doesn't seem dishonest or deceitful or like a perfect innocent.
Yeah.
She's professionally guarded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense if
It's
you've been
hard to
stranded
read.
on this place for
Yeah.
a year.
So Venlar just asked how I did that. Lux's secrets are hers to keep. Mine, however, I will trust you. I was trained with the Jedi Order before the Clone Wars.
The Jedi. So they are real.
They were. They've been gone for a while now. The Empire saw to that. I left
Do
the
you
Order.
trust Lux?
Yes, I do. I left the Order before the war. I didn't agree with particular aspects of their decision-making, and I still don't. However, people with my abilities are hunted down and murdered. I'd rather not increase the percentage chance of that. So, if I catch that you've told anybody this little secret that I'm sharing with you, you will die in your sleep. That's me being honest
told
with you.
you about that. I did say.
I'm just being honest with you so that you can tell I'm trusting you.
It's then how old are you?
Human counting of ages. 34, somewhere around there.
Okay.
All right.
Back in.
Bonlar is quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna switch back over.
Yes. I am literally going to turn around at this point because I figured these have sort of ended about the same time. Turn around to him. Look at Sen specifically. She's good.
Okay.
Fine.
And she'll hand you the weird orbish thing she had.
Is that the payment? I want some.
No, that's how we get off this. Get out of this godforsaken system.
You'll get your
You
cut.
mean tell me you was just talking to this girl for like 30 minutes and you didn't even ask her for no money?
We have to render
She has
services first.
Yes.
Okay, but how much is it though?
Let me put it
Half
this.
up front. That seem fair?
Works for
That's
me.
fair.
Yeah, that
Um,
works.
and she'll hand you a credit.
And
stick.
you know, the fact that she's going to get us out of this system.
Hey,
Man, I ain't worried
I mean,
about
we're
that.
getting her out of the system, so it's pretty even Steven there, but still, that is a service and a valuable service.
I just have one more question, or a couple of questions for her. What was your ship transporting when it crashed, if it was transporting anything? And where's the site?
Oh,
When I
God.
I mean, salvage is a thing we could potentially do.
That's the
not
first
much
thing
less to
anybody said
salvage,
Zephyr.
I stripped most of it from my own place.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, she
We
said
weren't
it's been a year.
transporting anything here. We had an accident and dropped out in the wrong space. But at the time, we were hauling produce, and we
I mean,
used that up.
it's probably a good thing you were. You're still alive.
Is there anything left
Yeah.
at whatever shelter you've constructed that you require?
No, but if you need to check it out, it's about blank clicks that way. I don't understand how Star Wars time,
Yeah,
Star Wars distance works.
we're well supplied. That's
Right.
if there's
Yeah.
anything you needed.
Think he was making sure you didn't need to
I
go.
got anything I need on me.
Okay.
All right. I'll take whatever what is it? Is it obvious what this device is and how to slot it into the systems if I need to? Or how
Yeah,
to make
it's
use of it?
essentially a supplemental navigation device. You've seen ones before, and this one is unusual, but not necessarily.
Okay. Well, I'll take it and go plug it in. Assuming I can do that.
So, Yukon, let's go ahead and get you on the ship. Let's get you
Yeah.
a place to stay.
Yeah, she'll follow you on without any concerns.
So yeah, I will give her the tour.
And
Right.
close the cargo bay.
She won't necessarily ask any questions.
I'm gonna follow
or
them on the
untruthful.
tour.
Cool.
I don't take her as far. I do not take her as far as the cockpit.
Okay.
I show her, hangar, the recreation room, for lack of a better term. One of the open rooms. I will tell her this is the cockpit. For the time being, since this is a fairly unique situation, I think it's best that you remain just a passenger for now.
Understood.
We'll see where it goes from there. And yes, if there's anything else you need, and there's the restroom, because there is one on this map. Thank God for people who design things with restrooms on them for
And it's in a sensible place.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also got a shower in it too. That's nice. Like,
yes.
I mean, it's a ship you might be on for weeks at a time.
yeah, like it's a fully
It has
kitted
your
out bathroom.
basic amenities that you would need.
Yep. Do I have any difficulty slotting in the navigation unit?
No.
So yeah, and I'm just gonna tell her, I have to go up there. If you need anything,
Let me know what I can be useful for.
I'm sure you know how to use a comm system.
No, she ain't gotta use no comm. I'll be right here.
Are you saying that in front of her room or in the room that Lux has assigned her?
Oh, in front of her room.
Okay.
Not inside.
I'm not gonna invade her privacy, but I'm certainly not going too far.
Yep. That's fine.
All right. And I just give her a smile, and then I head back up into the cockpit. Let the door shut.
And Lux, you would notice this. as you're walking away with just Vanlar there, she's clearly more tense and nervous.
Oh, I'm there too. I'm just walking by. I'm not outside guarding.
But with Vanlar specifically expressing that,
there is a level of yes.
There's a level
unease.
of I'm fucked if she's nervous about this person.
Okay.
Pretty evident, but it's something that your character would automatically notice. And that
is it a rational level of nervous for
given
what
this
she is
person
seeing?
was like, oh well, I sometimes work for the Empire.
Okay.
Like
so it's not something where there's okay, cool.
Given what Vanlar said, you kind of understand why she might be nervous about him.
No, that's fair. So yeah, I let the door to the cockpit close.
Vanlar is Jane.
He really is, though. He's very much Jane.
Take sort of a lean against the desk where or the area where Sen sits. Mm-hmm. So that was a development that happened.
Yep. Well, I explained to Vanlar why we don't work for the Imperials, at least. Maybe he'll stop talking about it all the time. Me.
Okay.
Your secret is not mine to share. However, if he's going to be on the ship for extended periods of time, I'm trusting him with mine. Also with the fact that I can kill him at any time.
At this point, we're probably going to have to tell him anyways, because he knows names, so it wouldn't be that hard for him to get word out. There's no harm in.
He knows I was a member of the Jedi Order, and I proved to him that the Force is real. So.
Okay.
You proved to him that you're very capable and that you're nuts enough to think the Force is real. Yeah. Whether or not he buys into it immediately, that's up to him.
That's up to him, but I don't have the ability to move things with my mind yet.
I mean, he'll probably be at least somewhat disposed to being, I'm not going to say okay with necessarily, but some level of accepting my stuff. His brother did Black Ops stuff for the Empire.
Yeah, well.
So, similar, maybe I can do something with that. Anyway,
has the
question is, how much are we going to tell our
guests? No, absolutely. In that you were out there for long enough that it is.
She knows that I'm a Force user.
Mm-hmm.
I fully intend to speak with her more once we're in transit.
Okay.
We'll have a day or so to get back to the station that we want to go to. More if we have to. More if what she said about making a more circuitous route out of the system is required.
All right. Play it by ear then?
Pretty much.
All right.
And if you want to pull Vanlar aside at any point in time, feel free.
I mean, I'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm not gonna.
Until such a point as that happens, I keep my distance so as not to invade her space. But wherever she goes, I'm gonna be within.
Okay, you're gonna have to specify which she in that sentence.
Yeah, there's a couple potential she's there.
Not Lux. I'm not worried about Lux because I would work with
Yukon.
All right. Yukon will if you ask her to do anything, she will. Like, you say, hey, clean the toilets, she'll do that. But for the most part, she sticks to her quarters.
Okay. No, these are sci-fi toilets. They never have to be cleaned.
I was being a little bit on the...
I know.
These are Star Wars sci-fi toilets, not Star Trek sci-fi toilets.
Oh, no,
that's
fair. That's fair. They probably break down more often. That's right.
They're one step above Firefly sci-fi toilets. Which is shitter's broke.
You guys know exactly what I meant, and we're not going to argue about the toilet
it's fine.
technology.
That's fine. But yeah, I'll get, now that we're at Atmo clear and thing installed, I'm going to try to get up.
Yep.
Is there any indication from the new nav unit an appropriate way to leave? Does it give me an exiting coordinate, or can I just set my own?
The new nav unit lets you leave. I wasn't very good grammatically, but what she was essentially implying and saying was that you can either use unusual routes,
Okay.
or you can use a special unit.
All right, so
This special unit helps supplement your calculations.
So I'll set a course for the station that we stopped at.
All right. You set the course with the supplement. Make me an astronavigation check, but this one is not going to be. You have a thing.
All right. Astrogation. Difficulty set.
Yep.
Failure and a threat.
Wait. Oh, the difficulty was set in Yakan's character sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that was entirely my fault.
All right. Should I roll again?
I was gonna say that looks like a familiar difficulty level.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't know why it was that hard.
Correct difficulty level. I apologize.
He stalled it out getting into second gear.
Oh fuck! Shit.
For a second, you're a little worried that it's actually challenging, and then you realize it's not.
Okay.
Go ahead.
2 successes and an advantage.
Yeah, you punch it. You're in space.
And I'm just going to monitor that thing for roughly as long as I did previously.
Okay. Just because you're going to be in space for about a day and a half. No changes, no weird cycle back.
All right. Then after that point, after I know it's fine, step up, walk out, and I'm actually, before I leave the cockpit, look at Lux. Which room did you put her in?
She is in. I can't. The.
Whichever one.
Actually, she would probably. No, it would probably be the one closest to the cockpit because you're not going to put her directly next to Van Lar's room.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll step out, see Van Laar just standing there.
What's up?
What are you doing?
I still don't trust this bitch.
Doors open.
So
No.
at this point, you hear Lux cipher. Tell Van Laar, come here. Let me explain to you why I trust her.
I'll watch
Why
her.
don't you come here?
I will. I was going to go speak with her anyways. I'll keep watch for you.
Alright. She slit your fucking throat. I don't want to hear no parts of it.
And
It's
I'm just
crash.
gonna-
All this motherfucker's gonna die.
And I'm just gonna knock on the door very politely.
She'll open it. Hello.
Do you have a moment to speak?
Of course. Would you like to... She looks around.
Wherever you're more comfortable.
I'd appreciate the privacy if you don't mind.
Not a problem. So I'll step in.
She will close the door.
Which conversation do you want to handle first? Since there are two.
She did pay you before she got
Yeah, no. That was me out of character to you. Like,
Yes.
Lux and Van Laar have a conversation.
So I'm going to stick with. Okay, I'm bad at this.
That's
fine.
okay. No,
we're
that
going to
was.
stick with the conversation we were just on between
cool.
Sen and
Okay.
you, not you, this Yakan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you don't need to worry about Van Laar. He's an idiot, but he's not ignoble.
I appreciate the sentiment, though sometimes fools get people killed for their own gain or from their own ignorance.
It's fair. He is now more aware of certain facts that he wasn't previously aware of. What?
Well, I suppose it's hard to keep it a secret without a.
Oh.
Don't actually have any glasses.
She's blindfolded.
She has what is probably a rag from some piece that yes,
not,
is tied
not regarding you, regarding me.
Ah.
I try to keep it tight-lipped.
Most do.
What were you doing on that planet? Was it truly just an accident, or?
I'm not formally trained, but some suspect that destiny or whatever pulls us around more than most species.
I have that feeling.
As
quite
far as
often.
I can tell, it was some sort of accident, but getting myself stranded feels like a monumentous event that...
I mean, getting yourself stranded and just so happening to be in the correct place for me to set down the ship at one point in time to cycle our atmosphere just so happened to be close by for you to get a ride off.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's
I'd
a
appreciate
force.
if Destiny didn't wait several months next time.
I mean, it's fair. Like, where are you wanting to go? You just said off, but is there any place in particular?
Off. I still have friends and others I can contact. If I get to a spaceport, I can most likely reach out and figure out where I'm going for myself from there.
Well, we're roughly a day and a half away from a spaceport. That's where we're heading to first. Do I remember if that spaceport was particularly associated with one organization or another?
Lux wasn't able to determine. She was pretty certain it wasn't Imperial.
We're not 100% certain it's not Imperial, but I didn't
No,
see...
she was 100% certain it wasn't Imperial.
Okay, sorry.
I said that wrong.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We're fairly certain it's not Imperial, but if you have a standing bounty, then there's no guarantee that hunters of the like won't find you.
I don't have a standing bounty.
Lucky
If you
you.
happen to have a pair of sunglasses lying around, I don't have any reason for people to go after me.
That's fair. I don't think we have any of that, but we can probably get you something.
That would be useful.
No worries. Is there anything else you require?
No, of course I'm very willing to supplement my fee with labor, my fare with labor.
Don't worry about it.
And then we're segueing down to the other conversation.
Okay.
If you want to ask anything else, you can come
No,
back.
that was pretty much it. I was going to leave after
Okay.
that.
So yeah, once Vanlar heads in, she's sitting at her station. Is right
I like how
where
y'all
she
just
is.
assume that because I don't agree, I'm just some sort of stupid asshole. Like,
I didn't say that.
no, I mean, I'm just saying like that. Everybody's looking at me like I'm being unreasonable by watching this. Like,
No.
I don't understand how 1 second, like everything's like, oh, well, we can't be anywhere near the Empire. We can't tell the Empire. Don't tell the Empire. Don't be around nobody that fucks with the Empire. Don't fuck with the Empire. But then all of a sudden, some bitch who says she's not with the Empire, all she has to do is say, I'm not with the Empire, and everybody's like, let her on the ship. Let's take her wherever she wants to go. Let's fucking
So-
give her food and like go to sleep right next to her. She won't slit our throats or nothing. Everything's gonna be fine. But I'm stupid for saying something different. I'm
No,
just saying.
you're not. You're not. You're not at all. So let me tell you why I feel so confident about her. One of the strongest reason why I feel so confident about it. For about... I need to check my own age because I forgot.
I did too. That's why I acted
That's
like it
okay.
was an alien thing.
I got mixed up in the timeline as well. So
So for about 16 years. Essentially my entire life and the training that I was given was built around determining people's intentions. Finding what they didn't want to be found and acting on that information for certain best interests. I can tell with somebody very quickly whether they're being legit with me or not.
You were a spy.
I was an incredibly good spy.
You trust awfully easily for a spy.
No, I don't. I'll be honest, I trust the two people on this ship that I've spent a significant amount of time on. No, let me rephrase that. I trust one person on this ship completely. I trust the other one mostly. And those are the people that I trust. I simply tend to believe that I am a fairly good judge of character and I can predict what certain people are going to do. And if they don't, and if anything goes south, I have talents that allow me to turn people's intentions the way that I want them to go. And if those don't work, then I will just destroy you with my slicing skills, which are quite strong.
I realize this is going to sound a bit arrogant coming from me, but I realize this is going to sound kind of stupid coming from me, but that sounds remarkably arrogant.
It is. It's ridiculously arrogant. But there's also some truth to it as well. I mean, I was trained by people who were frighteningly good at doing it. And I understand Sen told you that he and I both have bounties on our heads. That's why I don't want to have anything to do with the Empire anymore. It's because I know exactly what they're capable of.
All right.
And they kind of probably want me a little bit dead because of things I did when I left.
While we're sharing,
Mm-hmm.
tell you a little story. I'll make it quick.
Go ahead.
A buddy of mine, a few years ago, his name was Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least that's what we call him. Anyway, Billy had a habit of trying to find ways to get rich quick. You know, he was the kind of guy that was always looking for a hustle. He always had something going on. There was always an angle. You know, he was a fast talker. He was a quick study and a quicker he was a quick study and a quicker actor.
Mm-hmm.
Loud, obnoxious. Much like me, but friendly.
Oh, you're not obnoxious, but
Anyway, Billy got shot in an alley
mm-hmm.
over a Pizak.
I'm sorry to hear
Funny
that.
thing is, he spent the entire day convincing all of us that this game he was going to go to was going to make him bunches and bunches and bunches of money. We all told him, stay away from that game. We all told him these clowns were trouble. And none of us had heard anything about him. We didn't know anything about him. I mean, we had no reason really to anticipate anything, but we told him because it sounded funny. And he went anyway. And he died.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying I got any sort of premonition or anything like that. I'm not saying I know anything more than the rest of you do. I'm just saying when I do trust especially when I trust someone quickly. It's not always complete. It's usually not complete. And
That's fair.
I normally don't trust easily. And there's a big difference between business and gambling.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start mixing the two, you end up with trouble.
Right.
I feel like we're looking at this transaction like it's business when it's really much more of a gamble than I think you're willing to admit. But I get it. You have a mutual interest. You know, you all want to stay away from the Empire. So that's fine. In the future, maybe give me a little bit more credit for relevant information.
No, if it seems like, at least, and I'm only speaking to myself, I can't speak for anybody else, but it seemed like I wasn't giving you credit. I apologize. That was not my intent.
Look, I'm not even gonna lie. I got no problem working for anybody that pays, but I ain't no snitch. I'm not just gonna go ratting you off to the Empire as soon as I get a chance. Like, I mean, I make a lot of noise, and there's not really a whole lot that I'm above. But
I mean, at this point, so I would say I'm not worried about that, except for I'm trying to be honest here.
That's fair.
I am, but I think at this point it was. You already knew enough to potentially be potentially be damaging. Even that being the case, I don't think. It's not that I there's obviously not that level of trust between us yet, and that's fine.
You don't have to trust me with
I'm comfortable with you. I'm comfortable with you knowing, because I don't think it's any more damaging to me than it already is the case. And at least when everybody's cards are on the table, if you do try to fuck me, then I can be prepared for it. But I'm going to hope you don't.
That's fair. Like I said,
as far as her, I think there are many different reasons people are okay or not okay with her being on the ship. Business, aligned interests, suspicion, concern. As long as everybody is aware of that fact, I think that's a good place to start from. And I absolutely acknowledge your concerns.
That's all I ask. So let's get this bitch off our ship. And I leave.
Okay.
Anyone else want to do anything right now? Then I think that is where we're going to end for the night.
Cool. That's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay! Backstory.
I started talking and I realized my mic was muted.
Oh, did I cut you off?
No.
I
I wasn't trying to do a thing. I was waiting for confirmation that we were done because I didn't have anything else that I needed to do right then. So yeah, we have been Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out on our website at finalshowfilms.com. You can also check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. If you'd like to support us financially, you can do so there. We thank all of our patrons, especially our $25 tier supporters, Chris Comfort and Antitonic. We also like to thank 411mania.com. Now, Jeremy, I understand you know a little bit about 411mania.com. Why don't you give us a little bit?
I do indeed. So 411mania.com. I do know a little bit about it. I'm one of the editors there. So 411mania.com is a news, opinion, commentary, editorial site for everything geeks could be interested in. We cover everything from movies to comics, television, wrestling, MMA, music, video games, all of Final Show film stuff. Everything from news about potentially Kingsman 3 coming down the line, or what show might be jumping from Fox to ABC, or all the latest news of WWE's European tour, etc., etc., etc. Check us out. We're pretty awesome.
Yep. We appreciate them for putting up all of our stuff on their podcasting as podcasts in their gaming section. I'll eventually get words correct. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. And once again, as a reminder, we are now a Twitch affiliate here at twitch.tv/Senstaco. So if you'd like to throw some bits our way, if you think the show is good, please feel free. We appreciate it. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. And we will see you all in a galaxy far, far away next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Goodbye.